What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the TG podcast. Happy Monday to everyone. We're back again. Arsenal are back for the new season as well. First game against Man United on Sunday. Not that long away until we're back again. We'll talk a lot today. Pre-season's just been. We're talking season predictions as well. It's that time again where we go through every competition, see if we're going to win anything this season. We're going to get everyone's thoughts on that as well. Hopefully we do, but and then also if we do have time towards the end, guys, and we've got transfer news to discuss, and we've got the Man United preview to discuss as well if we have time towards the end. We've got Thom, Rory with us. I think Anthony's just arrived, but he's having some internet difficulties, but he's here as well. How are you all doing, guys? We all good?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Not bad.
Is everyone excited that Arsenal are back? Yeah, like, this is all we care about, man. Just your.
I can't even do it because I'm holding my phone. That's. Oh.
I can't lie. I've missed the weekends without. Well, I've missed the weekends with football, and it's been too long. It's been too long.
It has, man. It sure has. It's back again, of course, but yeah. Pre-season. I think let's start there. Played Milan on the first game, beat them. I forgot the score now. Was it 2-0? Yeah,
1-0.
1-0, yeah.
1-0. Yeah, 1-0. Then we played Newcastle, beat them 3-2. Then we play. Obviously, the Tottenham game was horrific. North London derby, losing that one, and then the Villarreal was Pepe coming back as well. This guy getting booed at the stadium, but. Yeah, man, he comes back and dunks on us. It was expected. And then, but to be fair, last game against Bilbao, 3-0 win. We looked so much better. Gyökeres got his first goal. Apparently, he can't score headers. Zubimendi, absolute masterclass in the midfield. Even Madueke, to be fair to him, even he looked sharp, didn't he? So, yeah. Let's start. I'll start with you first, Thom, bro. Pre-season. Obviously, I know it's just pre-season, you know, if the Tottenham game was a bit annoying and the Villarreal game, and we're looking more performances, I think. But what do you make of the pre-season overall, man?
I think it was kind of a bit boring because he didn't really play his first 11 until, well, the last game against Bilbao. And I think the difference of having Zubimendi in that midfield compared to someone like Norgard. I mean, I thought Norgard looked good, but I think when Zubimendi came in for that Bilbao game, it just changed, didn't it? It just changed. I think the way we were playing, it was a higher tempo. We were much better tactically. I think everyone just had a better game. So for me, I think it was just boring, the same as last season. And then we get to the Bilbao game, and we actually see some directness. And if that's the way we're going to play, I don't have a problem with Martinelli. But he's about Martinelli. I think he was one of the weak points in the pre-season tour, along with that left-hand side. I think from what I've seen of him and from what I've seen of two short glimpses from Noni Madueke, I think the fact that Madueke is even in contention to start against Man United says quite a lot. I think Madueke should start against Man United. That's what I'd do. More about that later on, though. But yeah, for me, I think there were players that went out on the tour and clearly aren't going to play for Arsenal again, like the Sambi Lukongas, Reece Nelson, maybe. Zinchenko's another one. But I think, yeah, the only real highs from it were beating Newcastle in a somewhat entertaining game, the Bilbao game, and Max Dalman. For me, I think those are the only real high points to talk about. And to be fair, I think Saliba's looked good as well. But yeah, other than that, there really isn't much to talk about it. I think all the fans are now excited for Manchester United. And yeah, looking forward to the Premier League, proper football starting.
Yeah, no, well said, man. Definitely, there's some positive take out of it, especially as you said with Darwin as well. You know, he was absolutely. I mean, 1-2 penalties, didn't he? The Newcastle game and the
Yeah.
Villarreal game as well. Just looks absolutely incredible. Now, I think we spoke about him last time we did a podcast. We know he's only 15 and all this, but yeah, for me, he deserves the opportunities next season at least, even on the bench, man. Like for Premier League games, like the cup, early rounds in the cup, maybe. But yeah, he definitely positive, and obviously, yeah, it was a good way. I felt like winning that game against Bilbao, as you said, there's that excitement now going into Man United game. I kind of felt like if it was a Villarreal performance again, and the way how we've been playing in the
Yeah.
past 2 games, we'd be like fearing, no, same old Arsenal. But yeah, Rory, bro, what do you make of the preseason overall, man? And any positives or of course negatives as well to take out of it?
Yeah, apart from the Bilbao game, I reckon the results, despite beating AC Milan and Newcastle, I feel like the performances themselves were quite underwhelming, if you ask me. Um, the Bilbao game certainly gave me a bit of hope of how like we're gonna play. Hopefully for the start of the season, because I've been banging on about pretty much for ages that we need to play with a double pivot, and we played with a double pivot against Bilbao, and we saw far more fluidity, more free flowing, more forward thinking, I would say, in comparison to pretty much what we saw against, Milan, Villarreal, Tottenham as well. So that's a positive, hopefully, that we're actually going to see more often this season. And that is the fact we are going to play with a double pivot and the centre attacking midfielder actually playing in the centre. Um, I feel like some players have, come out with flying colours. I think Saliba's done well. Dalman has obviously been the standout for me, considering he's 15 years of age. Ethan's had sparks here and there. Saka was obviously back to his best on Saturday, but I don't think he's particularly been at his best. Obviously, he played well against AC Milan, but apart from that, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Villarreal, he was a bit underwhelming, if you ask me. Martinelli has, yeah, we need to see a lot more from him because I could see Madueke displacing him quick, man.
Yeah.
Because when he came on the Saturday, he actually looks pretty good, actually. He looked pretty good. I was quite impressed. I mean, I'm not really going to get, overhyped, obviously, because obviously, like, those are the basics of a left winger to take on your man, pretty much, and beat him, most importantly. But I just think at the moment, I still don't really want him to play as our left winger. However, if he puts in them sort of performances again, whipping in crosses to Gyökeres, we create more chances from it, then yeah, I'm all for it. But again, it's important not to get too carried away because again, it's his first game, and I don't know whether it's because Martinelli has been that bad and it was refreshing to see a left footer on the left hand side, or whether Madueke just played really well when he came on. I honestly can't figure out between the two, to be honest. I'm trying to think of who else, to be honest. I mean, the team's obviously been rotating throughout. Like, Norgard's had a couple of minutes. I'm not going to lie. On the ball, he looks all right, but off the ball, he looks terrible, to be honest with you. But again, he's only going to come in as the backup. He's pretty much a stopgap. And Zubamendi pretty much showed his class on Saturday. Why we splashed £60 million on him and why he should be starting ahead of him. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, really. Obviously, Gyökeres bagged his first goal at the weekend. I mean, we needed him firing before the season started because I'm not going to lie, if he didn't score against Bilbao, I reckon a couple of question marks would have been raised whether or not he will be able to hack it on the opening day. Because again, as I said, we need him to start. Obviously, Havertz scored a great goal, and I don't know if you saw the replay, but not Havertz, Arteta was smiling in the replay, almost as if to say that, yo, no one can justify my decision who starts up front next week. So, like, whether it's Havertz or Gyökeres, his excuse is obviously, one of them scored. Well, both, in fact, scored on Saturday. So, like, no one, again, can justify my decision whether or not, whoever starts as the striker not on Saturday, on Sunday. So I think, yeah, Gyökeres definitely should start. But again, if Havertz can produce goals like that, I mean, obviously, I've not seen him run fast pretty much ever. I can't remember the last time he actually ran that fast. But again, got to give it to him. It's a good goal. And hopefully he does produce that healthy competition that Gyökeres needs in case he does pick up an injury or if we need rotation. But yeah, like that's pretty much it, really. I think Calafiori's done all right when he's played. Obviously, 2 of the games he started as the left centre half. Saturday he started left back, and I thought he played well for the first 45. He kind of brings something a little bit different to Lewis Skelly. Brings way more width than Skelly, because obviously he's always in midfield. So yeah, I feel like if you're starting Martinelli, Calafiori should start as the left back. If Skelly's going to play if Madueke is going to play on the left wing, I reckon it should be Skelly playing as the left back, because it worked when obviously he came on and they produced a nice combination down the left hand side. But again, we still need reinforcements. We need obviously an attacking midfielder, because if we are going to play a double pivot, Odegaard isn't really needed because he's not a natural 10. Hence, Eze is, for me, beneficial to that equation. So I think we need to get him. A left winger is still on the cards for me. But again, like, if Madueke does produce these sort of performances, then perhaps we won't have a problem with the left-hand side. But again, it's one game, and I need to see this same consistency from him. And the same with Martinelli as well. I reckon. Look, I told Man that he will be starting as the left winger. 2 games in a row now he's played as the left winger, and I wouldn't put it past the manager if he actually does start at the weekend, to be honest. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fair enough. Anthony, bro, what are you telling me about
Yes, sir.
the pre-season? Like, what did you take out of it? Positives and negatives, man.
Okay, I think I'll start with the negatives first. Number 1 is the injuries. They haven't still stopped. Like, I was thinking that last season would have been the end of those injuries. But in the course of the preseason, Calafiori had a niggle. We also lost Trossard for a little bit. Gabriel and Timber didn't come back on time, So the better part of this was that at least we have a better bench this time to match. Because if you remember how we played in the semi-final of the Champions League against PSG, we had folks like Henry Francis, Butler, Yedeji, Raheem Sterling, and like 7 billion left backs. But the quality now has really changed. Another negative I have was that when Tottenham played a low block against us, we kind of struggled. I was thinking that at least with the arrival of Gyökeres, we'll be able to at least battle low blocks. And it's very evident that in this new season we are about to start, we are going to play against a lot of teams that will have that low block. And I don't think we have shown enough, that we can be able to mitigate that. Another negative I had was in the game against AC Milan, we were very profligate in front of goal. We had 23 shots and the game ended just 1-0. We have had so many scenarios like that last season where we were leading for a very long time and the opposition equalized, and that was the end of the game. We had 14 draws last season, and out of the 14 draws, we led in 9. So we need to learn to kill games off. This has been a problem for us, and it's still brewing. So the game against Tottenham also shows some lapses at the back. Tottenham clipped the post twice. Richarlison missed an empty goal. And of course, David Raya continued that thing he did with Saliba last season, where he would give his teammates the ball with so much pressure around him. He had no business passing that ball to Miles Lewis Kelly. He had 3 Tottenham guys around him. If VAR looked at that chance, yes, it would have been a free kick. But Raya should have known better that Lewis Kelly was under pressure. So those are my negative. But the positives, number 1 is Max Dowman. I've heard so much about that lad, and seeing him play up front was just amazing. It's scary to think that he's just 15 and he's that good. I'm hoping that we can really temper the expectations around him and give him some quality game time. I believe he's someone that can make a difference when he comes on as a sub. He doesn't show any fear. He shows great confidence. And from the preseason games, he won 2 penalties for us. That just shows the kind of confidence that the guy has. So hopefully in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, even in the league, I'm sure he can get a run out. Another positive I liked was the fact that Havertz has shown that he can actually do something different to Gyökeres, because one challenge we had was that we're too one-dimensional in how we play. And Gyökeres is someone that runs into the inside channels. Havertz is someone that holds up play. And the Bilbao game showed that at least two of them can deliver when required. Because if we keep all our eggs in one basket, we might be challenged in that front. And Zubimendi also showed his class, as Red actually said, he was worth every penny we paid for him. And the thing about why Arsenal fans are not really celebrating Zubimendi's move, that we knew about it long enough, like since March. And not some signing for us, he will do way better than Partey. So those are my key takeaways from the preseason.
Nah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I think we're all very, very similar in what we took out of it, to be fair. But yeah, obviously we moved to Man United's first game of the season. Old Trafford. Obviously, we got that fixture list as well, which is crazy. That really tough start. But before we go into the predictions, I want to quickly go through some news. With obviously, because I still think we need to do some work in the transfer window, to be fair. So we're gonna start with the Eze talk, because that's really slowed down recently. But Mikel Delaney, Miguel Delaney, I don't know how reliable this guy is, to be honest, but he's saying that Arsenal are preparing to bolster their own forward line by signing Palace's Eze. They want a fee in excess of £60 million, and an offer could be soon, basically. Again, this is coming from this guy. We have to wait and see, people, because, as I said, it's slowed down, hasn't it? This whole Eze sort of situation slowed down. He just won the Community Shield yesterday. But I'll tell you what, I'll start you again, Anthony, bro. Can you see this still happening? Because right now, it's slowing down a little bit, isn't it, man?
Yeah, I think we have to sell to get Eze. From all the things I've read about, we are kind of hit the limit on our PSR restrictions. So if you want to fund a move for Eze, which is in north of £60 million, we have to let go of Zinchenko, we have to let go of Trossard, we have to let go of Fabio Vieira at the very least. So Beta has done very well with the amount of signings he brought into the club, but we need to see him do very well with people who are about to sell. As at the time of this podcast, our only sale has been McInhouse, and that was less than £2.5 million. So he needs to do more. And I believe that Eze wants to come, but he's a player that kind of came into prominence with Crystal Palace, so he won't want to do anything messy to leave them. Just like what Gyökeres did, the Sporting CP and stuff like that. He wanted to be respectable, because obviously when they bought him from QPR, he was a nobody. They gave him the platform to grow and to become a player that he is right now. And of course, he has delivered trophies for them. So I think just like how Lewandowski was when he left Dortmund, as long as everything comes into play the way it's supposed to be, they will sell. And of course, Crystal Palace chairman Parish, he has done business with us in the past. We sold Nketiah to him. We also given them Rob Holding. So I believe that we just need to make some sales to make this work.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think that's what it's going to take. Is just these main focuses. Berta's main focus is to sell some players. We'll talk about a few major one that could be going as well. But yeah, that's definitely his priority. It seems like is to obviously sell a lot of our players now, because there's still a lot that needs to go. You know, there's still a lot we need to try and get money for. There's still a lot on higher wages. So that's just a priority.
Yeah.
Having said that,
you have
yeah, go on. Yeah, Anthony, go on, man.
Okay, because you have Karl-Hein, a goalkeeper that is now third choice.
Yes.
He went to Valladolid and saw first team football, and he wants to play consistently. You have Zinchenko that has regressed so much. We have bought Calafiori, we've gotten Lewis Kelly, who are way ahead of him. We have Fabio Vieira, who has no place in the squad whatsoever, even to the level where he had to play the Club World Cup with Porto when Arsenal was in pre-season. You have Lokonga, who has no place in the squad as well. The two loan spells in Luton Town and Sevilla have been disappointing. So if you can just sell these guys, I won't mind. Another guy that I don't mind selling, in all honesty, is Martinelli. He hasn't shown me that he's ready to improve. He still puts his head down when he runs with the ball. And if you can sell Martinelli, you could probably fund both Eze and Rodrigo, because I'm sure Martinelli can give us like 70 million pounds or something of that sort.
Yeah, nah, I'm with you. By the way, just quickly before I move, everyone's saying big up in the chat as always. Big everyone here. Yeah, YouTube are moving mad. Not saying that. Not everyone's saying, "Oh, you didn't know I was live." Yeah, it was mad because you I don't know what they're playing at. They're not sending out notifications or anything like that. So YouTube, you're frauds, man. I'm sorry, you're absolute frauds. But anyway, yeah, no, there's a, as you said, Anthony, man. There's a whole list of players that needs to go, 100%. So, but yeah, I mean. Rory, I'll come to you next, obviously, with this Eze deal. It's slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
If we don't get him, you know, is that, and you look at the window overall, is that good enough?
I don't think so, as far as I'm concerned, because if you deep it right, the only attacking player we had from last season that has left was Raheem Sterling. And he came on loan, for God's sake. So we didn't even get anything for him. We haven't even got anything for any of the players that have actually left. Partey went for free. Tierney went for free as well. I mean, yeah, we've got 8 million, was it, from Lazio for Tavares. I think that was the loan fee, right, if I'm not mistaken. And we got, I believe, what, a sell-on clause, was it? Like 15% for Ramsdale or something like that, and Granit Xhaka.
I think we got something else for someone. Did we
I'm
not?
pretty...
No, nothing else. Just Marquinhos and Tavares. Jorginho was free as well.
I'm pretty sure we've got a sell-on clause for Ramsdale. I think 15% of that deal.
Yeah.
In fact, he went on loan now to Newcastle, didn't he? So I don't know.
Oh, Marquinhos.
Yeah, the clause will become active after if Newcastle decides to retain him. But right now we don't have the clause yet.
Yeah. But Xhaka, we got something for him as well. But either way, right, out of all of the attacking players we had last season, Sterling is the only one that left. And you know what winds me up is I'm pretty sure we were told by Fabrizio that a bid was expected soon. With Arsenal, soon is 4 fucking weeks or something. Maybe more. Every single time. And look, I don't watch much of the Community Shield, but in like the celebrations and shit, right? Eze looked zoned out. It was like, yeah, I'm leaving Crystal Palace, to be honest. Arsenal since then should have been pouncing on that on that deal ASAP, because we've heard Coman's gone to Al Nassr today, so Bayern will be looking for attackers undoubtedly. City have already lost Grealish. They're about to lose Savinho as well, so Man City gonna want attackers. So if we're not careful, they could easily slide under our nose and snatch Eze off us, because again, we're doing the typical Arsenal throughout pretty much every transfer window, pretty much. It won't surprise me, right, if we do end up with 2 of the attackers that we eventually wanted in the end, because it's every window where we're just short on a couple of positions. Like, why do we never in transfer windows just complete the final, you know, the final puzzle with the right fundamentals? I don't get it. But it's just a shame that at the moment it's gone too quiet, man. And like, even if you don't get Eze, are you sure there's no alternatives? I mean, what are we doing here? Because at the moment, I can see us falling behind. I really do. I think we've got the 3rd best squad in the league, right? We've got a good squad by any means, right? We have got a very, very good squad. But it's not good enough to win the league as far as I'm concerned. Yes, you've got Gyökeres in, you've got your striker, but you're supposed to build on that. Right, it's important not to stand still in that situation because this is win now territory. Like, there's no excuses for this manager either way, right? Because this is his bed and he's got to lie in it. And if he doesn't succeed, although I want him out anyway, then for me, that that
There we go.
That's hard.
I mean, you see where I'm coming from, innit? Like, the guy, for me, I'm speaking from almost the board's perspective here. If he doesn't win nothing, then I can see him not walking, but they've got to make a decision, surely. If he doesn't win anything. I don't want to get into that situation yet, because obviously the season hasn't kicked off. But if the window is going to close tomorrow and that was our window, I would be saying at least third or second again, unfortunately. And that's how I'm feeling at the moment, if I'm being brutally honest. If we do get an Eze, if we do get a proper left winger in, obviously, Rodrigo, Lookman doesn't look like it's going to be happening because he's already rejected us, but still, like, Rodrigo is available. City are looking likely they're going to get him. So, look, it's painful that at the moment we can't sell players, and we're just in a situation where we're having to loan them out. It's just, it's madness. You look at Chelsea, you look at Liverpool. I mean, bro, Liverpool sold Tyler Morton for 15 million. We can barely get that amount for Zinchenko.
Kwanzaa went for 40 mil.
Bingo.
Bloody Kwanzaa.
Yeah, Kwanzaa
Yeah,
went for loads.
as I said, Tyler Morton went for 15 million. We can barely get the same amount for Zinchenko. We're talking an international footballer. He's the Ukrainian captain, for crying out loud. And Liverpool can get 15 million for Tyler Morton. Like, who the fuck is Tyler Morton, bruv?
Yeah.
So,
how much did you sell Ben Leno? 4
We sold
million.
him for 4 million. Yeah.
The German
yeah,
international goalkeeper.
who's this?
Yeah. Leno, 4 million.
Yeah, Leno. I'm trying to think who else. Who else did we sell for? Pepe, that's the other one.
Yeah,
3
Pepe.
million we sold.
Yeah.
To was it Trabzonspor or something?
That Turkish team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trabzonspor in Turkey.
Yeah.
Rob Holding's
I'm very
another
sad,
one.
man.
Rob Holding. We didn't even get $1 million for him.
He's worth at least 50, weren't he, Thom?
Aubameyang, free.
Yeah. He's at Colorado Rapids at the moment, isn't he?
Is he?
Up the Rapids.
Yeah.
Yeah. He left Crystal Palace for free.
That's mad. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, the only deals, right, I reckon anyway, we got a good amount of money for are Smith Rowe and Nketiah. That happened in the same window. The thing is, right,
then Chamberlain and Iwobi.
Iwobi. Oxlade-Chamberlain, that was a decent deal, but not to Liverpool, though. You know what I'm saying? but here's the deal, right? Last season, fans were rating the window 7 out of 10 because of the way we were selling players. Nketiah 30 million, Smith Rowe for 30 million. This window, I'm seeing 8 out of 10s because of the signing of Gyökeres. We did the same with, I think, the summer before when we signed Declan Rice. So, like, I don't get how anyone can justify this window by only, signing play. And I get, signing players is the be all and end all. But again, we were rating the transfer window highly last season because we sold players for a relatively decent price. And then you fast forward to this summer, we've barely sold anyone. So how can this window be any different to the one we had last summer, apart from the fact we signed a striker? Because all we've done, we've signed Zubamendi and Gyökeres, okay, 2 first-team players. The rest are stopgaps. With Madueke, you could argue he could start, but you signed Norgard, who isn't an upgrade on Jorginho, and then Kepa, I guess he's an upgrade on Neto, but again, we already saw Neto last season, so... Mascara, fair enough. We didn't have no backup cover last season, but again,
Yeah, Tomiyasu.
again, like I don't know. I just think so far our transfer window's been better. That I will say this now, right? Our transfer window was better. I'm not saying I'm not by the way belittling this transfer window whatsoever, but it's just the point is, as I said, if we are rating the transfer window like 7 out of 10 from last summer because of the way we're selling players, you've got to keep the same energy for this window, surely. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%, 100% agree, bro. Big up for the super chats, by the way, guys, and big up Michael as well, man. Like Michael for the raids. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Michael's channel as well. Ajax fan, so
I'm not gonna lie, I did jinx him in his comment section. I believe when he did a stream, I think it was yesterday, and he was bringing up Gyökeres, and I was like, well, yeah, shame your strikers can't do the same. Weghorst then scores the following game, so...
Oh, wait, they have
Yeah.
Weghorst still.
Yeah, they have bloody
Oh my
Weghorst,
God.
bruv.
Yeah,
They got, what's his name?
they have Vegas.
Brobby, and is it Brobbery or Brobbery?
Did you just say Robbie?
I don't know
Did
the
you just say
game.
Robbie?
Brian Bobry.
Did I hear Robbie?
Don Robbie out front, people. But
He actually looks like Don Robbie.
he does as well, yeah. And yeah, they got Weghorst, man. Yo, Michael. Or if there's any Ajax fans who are coming from Michael's channel, we'll see you next season in the Champions League. Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, bless up Michael for the raid, my guy. Really appreciate that. And big up for the super chats. Half Viking, man. Legend, 14.4k subs. Good news. Big up yourself, bro. Yeah, big up everyone as always. Absolute legends, everyone tuning in. Really appreciate you guys as always. And Firehan as well. Big up to you, bro. The gunner. Big up. Thank you for the super chat there, man. I really appreciate that. He says reason we cannot sell players is because of their salaries. And yeah, there's a lot of players on the wages.
Look,
Really, really high.
facts,
And
man.
you know, this is why, you know, like you put these players on these high amount of money. What club's gonna go in for them? And you know, actually, because I know we're gonna get some new rumors about players leaving. I think Nelson could be going to Fulham, Zinchenko maybe to Turkey now. I saw today Trossard, the Galatasaray Turkey. But right now, who have we sold right now in terms of like players? Because as Rory said, I think Tavares went on permanent, didn't he, to Lazio?
Yeah. But he was on loan last season.
Yeah.
We still got. I don't know how Lukonga's still here. I don't know how Vieira's still here. Just finessing his way in training.
Yeah, so
Can't forget about
their wages are too much.
No, Marquinhos is gone, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone.
In fact,
he was on loan as well, and he had to loan to buy Bill.
Did we get anything from Marquinhos?
I think we got nothing.
2.5 mil. 2.5 mil.
So when we're supposed to be signing him for free, we sign him for 3 million, and when we have the opportunity to actually get money for him, no worries, we'll just let him go. Anyway, like, how does that make any sense? I'm forgetting about Jorginho as well. He left on a free. Tomiyasu, we terminated his contracts. I don't think we have sold anyone for money.
No, for money, yeah, exactly.
I have a sense that Jesus will go via mutual agreement.
Yeah, but he's still injured though. I think I was reading somewhere that Flamingo was linked with him, but those rumors were not true actually. Because right now, no same team will want to buy a player who is still nursing an ACL injury. You probably have to wait for him to get fit. He's supposed to be fit sometime in November-ish. So maybe the January transfer window could be an opportunity to sell Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
Facts. Thom, what are you feeling about this whole Eze deal, man? You know, looking like I forgot to mention about is it their owner, director? It's the guy who spoke yesterday for them in an interview, Steve something.
Steve Parrish, that's their chairman.
Chairman, yeah. He was asked about Eze, and obviously he was saying that you know, we're waiting to see what happens. He said players go and players leave, and so you know, he may move on from Palace, this year, this summer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I saw yesterday that maybe Tottenham as well could be looking at him. So,
Did you
it's
see
just
that video, by
Yeah.
the way?
when the fan asked him to come to
Yeah,
Arsenal,
and then that grin.
he did a little smile, didn't he?
Yeah. And then I
Oh
saw another
man,
video where he was just so depressed. It's
yeah,
as if he is going to be leaving, but I don't actually know whether it's going to be Arsenal, you know?
yeah,
I don't know why,
Yeah,
but I have
I
Bayern
think he
Munich.
has like an agreement to leave. I think he has an agreement with them to leave, but it's all about finding the right club that will pay the right amount of money for him.
true.
So what they did, he had a release clause that expired. That was his £7.5 million. But now, if someone can give Crystal Palace like 60 million, they will let him go. So I think that arrangement is already there with them, and it's just about waiting for the club that will make that bid to get him.
Not
Yeah.
only sales, but the Madueke signing as well.
There we go.
That's another thing. But anyway, allow Tom to come in because I know he's been
Go on,
waiting.
Tom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Eze transfers are getting like a bit like the Zubimendi one, where you know he's an exciting player, you know he's a brilliant player, but it's just dragging out for so long for God knows how many reasons. I'm hearing Arsenal need to sell before they can buy. We're in that same situation that we were in last year. I'm hearing Palace want a replacement before they sell. Vieira's available. Just saying. And yeah, you can clearly tell. Like we were saying this weeks ago, the same thing that's being reported on the screen.
Yeah.
Same thing was being said 3 weeks ago. And it's like you can clearly tell that this guy just wants to play for Arsenal. Yeah. There ain't no way that this guy's going to Tottenham. Ain't no way. You can tell he's Arsenal through and through. Yeah, through his actions. It was a bit like how Gyökeres. Yeah, I'm feeling we're going to get another Gyökeres story where he's just going to push for this move. Obviously, Eze's a humble guy and he's got respect for Crystal Palace and he's still playing for them and training for them, unlike what Gyökeres was doing at Sporting. But I feel like the longer this goes on, the less effort that he'll put in and the more sort of tension that is going to build between the player and Crystal Palace. And I think, yeah, it's silly that it's going on for this long. It's silly that we can't sell players. It's silly that we put them on this much money. Yeah, for instance, I was hearing reports that potentially next year German clubs will look at Kai Havertz because he's got 2 years left on his contract. Ain't no way we're getting the money back for Havertz because of the wage that he's on. He doesn't deserve £40,000 a day. £40,000 a day.
Mad, absolute madness.
That's
Should we go back to the no more red days? Yeah. I get that was for a good cause, but you could genuinely get the people that we were campaigning against, put them up front, and they'd score those chances. Yeah, it's mental. It's been the same problem for how long? We just can't sell the players. Jesus, we're not going to get any money for. Havertz, we won't get any money for if we do sell him. I don't think we will this year. But it's just stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. We can't sell Nelson because we put him on 100 grand a week. Fulham ain't going to pay that. So
I
we're
didn't
just
even
gonna...
know that. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
put him on 100 grand a week when
Oh
he
my.
was about to leave for free, which is why we haven't been able
For
to
free.
sell him.
Same with Nketiah. Was also on
Yeah,
100 grand a week as well.
Yeah, fair play in Nketiah, by the way, for actually taking a pay cut. But that's why Fulham won't be able to buy him because 100k a week, they're not going to want to pay that. We're going to have to pay some of those wages. Zinchenko, I remember we did a stream, might have been last time, where someone asked Thom what he thinks that the players would be valued at. And because of the wages, he said 10 million.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Sadly.
it's mental. I'm hearing we want 20 million for Vieira. I think that's the most money that we're probably going to get for a player this summer because I don't see
Madness.
Martinelli leaving. So 20 million. We're pushing for 20 million. Stuttgart, 20 million as our highest sell.
Yeah.
Right. If we're genuinely waiting on Stuttgart to buy Vieira so we can go in for Eberiche Eze. Yeah. And by the way, this transfer window, yeah. If this transfer window had happened, some of the players that have been moving around in the Premier League, if this transfer window had happened on a career mode, I'm deleting the career mode and I'm starting another one. Yeah. Savinho to Tottenham.
Oh my god.
Savinho to Tottenham. Jack Grealish to Everton. Kepa to Arsenal. Madueke.
So strange.
Oh, the list.
Just a
Strange.
quick one, Tom.
Without-
Yeah, would you have taken Savio or Grealish at Arsenal?
Savio, no. Not anymore because we got Madueke now. Although I do think that he is a young, exciting player. Grealish, yes.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have taken Grealish. I think he's a good player, and I think, he's not got any discipline. He drinks a lot. Oh, he's at Oasis. Oh, he's fat, whatever. Mate, I don't care. Yeah, he's a good player, and when he's playing and when he gets good runs out, you can see. Like I remember when they won the treble, Jack Grealish towards the end of that season played a big part in that. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, true.
Is good enough to get you over the line right now? I'm talking right now.
Nope.
We ain't talking the treble season because we basically handed their treble on a silver platter, literally.
Yeah,
But it's good enough. It's
Red,
good enough right now.
Yeah, and that it pissed me off a lot because if you remember, Man City were aiming for the Champions League, so they didn't put as much pressure in the Premier League. We were leading them with like 8 points as at April, man. April. You got to be kidding me. Then we drew with Liverpool, we drew with West Ham, we drew with Southampton. Southampton lost 7 games before playing us, drew with us, and lost 5 games afterwards.
What's that got anything to do with
Yeah,
Jack Grealish?
No, I'm talking about how we allowed Man City to win their treble. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry?
Yeah, the thing is, right, when we're talking Grealish, when we're talking Savio, like, at the moment, we're making this Madueke signing look world class. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, Savio, Grealish, like, bro, we've already got 2 City rejects that we've already said, we've made very clear that we've grown out of both Zinchenko and Jesus. So is that going to be beneficial to then just go for another 2 Man City? Like, what are we doing here? I mean, Savio's only relevant because Lee Gunner rates him. That's it. Like, let's be honest. Just because he plays for Man City, don't.
He's come from La Liga, the best league in the world.
This is what I'm saying. Just because he plays for Man City, it don't mean he's any good, right? He probably is a good player. And, you know, fans are going to tell me, oh, but Man City fans don't want to let him go. Why do you think that is? Do you think if Arsenal were interested and he was going Arsenal, do you reckon City fans would give a shit? No, they wouldn't.
No.
But they're worried that if he goes to Tottenham, he will develop there because he hasn't at Man City. But if he goes Arsenal, yes, he's decent at dribbling. He can take on his man. But we've got too many players like that. So I just don't get it. Like, his end product is awful, and you know, I just don't know. Like, what has he exactly led Manchester City to as well? That's another thing, because if we want players to lead us to major honours, he's not the guy. Trust me.
Yeah.
And that's the first time City went trophyless in like 5 years, I believe. So
Yeah.
oh my days, Thom. It looks like you've been ragged tonight. Jeez.
No masterclass tonight, yeah?
Mate, no subs, mate. I am done. Absolutely done. Oh,
Was it a good win?
Oh no, mate, we're still in a relegation battle. We lost.
No.
Oh my days.
What was the score?
So,
Sorry, bro.
3-2. Thunderbolt. They
3-2.
hit it from 30 odd yards, top corner, to win it. So, got to give them their dues.
Fair play, man.
Got to give them their dues.
I mean, to be fair, if there's no
Hit the crossbar of a
subs,
header though.
if there's no subs, you can't get the Dom stinker and hook
That's
tweet
no
from
subs.
the gunner.
Oh man.
Mate, all but one of our players was over 38 as well, and with no subs, it was a long old hour.
Wow. So, how many points do you need to stay off relegation now?
1 point. They need to win all their games, and they need a 26-goal swing in 2 games. So we should be all right.
Oh my days.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, that's peak.
But yeah,
There we go.
mate, I was looking at myself going, me, I'm red.
Yeah.
I'm redder than an Arsenal shirt.
I mean,
It is freaking hot.
Yeah,
out
it
there as
is.
well.
hot.
Yeah.
It was actually cold in Wales last week.
Andrew's nailed it in the chat, mate. The sun went too bright.
Yeah, it's about the same temperature over here. I'd rather be in Middlesbrough, to be honest, because again, that was cooler.
Yo, Coop.
Hey,
Oh, man.
you know,
How's the
I've
holi-
been-
How's the holiday, man?
it's been amazing so far. But I've been standing in the Atlantic, just waving over across the pond at you lot, and nobody's fucking waved back. So, I'm
Not the
trying
English
to,
channel, mate.
I'm trying
Hundreds of
to,
miles.
I'm trying to reach out to you guys. No, it's
Nah, how
great.
you been,
It's
Coop, man?
happening.
You been good? I ain't
Yeah,
seen you
it's
in a while, bro. I know you've been in the chat, but on about the stream, bro.
Yeah.
You've been loving life, man. You know, going on holidays. You're bless Eve every single time, man. Bless up Eve. She's
I'm here
knackered,
to
man.
sleep at, so
Yeah.
it's my turn. But I knew you guys were on, so I wanted to jump on. But I'll let
Of
you guys
course,
go
man.
back to.
You sure you, bro? If you're free, you can stay if you want, man. If you
Okay.
gotta go, then I completely
No,
get
it's
it.
fine. I'm
Bro.
good. I'm good.
Nice one,
So
brother.
everybody, hello. It's nice to see everybody.
Have you met Anthony before? This is Anthony from
no.
Nigeria. Big up,
Hey,
bro.
Anthony. Coop.
Hey, bro. Welcome.
Thank.
Actually,
Yeah.
while we're talking about the transfer window, I was reading through on Twitter earlier, and this is
Oh, dear.
about the women's side, which we're not talking about at the moment, obviously, but the links to Grace Clinton. There were Man United fans reacting to that, saying, "Oh, Arsenal fans are so greedy. Arsenal are so greedy," and it's like, no, we're not. We're just ambitious.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Big up them.
day, if we go and buy your best midfielder, we're not greedy. We're not trying to buy the league. Yeah, we're just ambitious. Yeah, if we're
That's
going to
just
go
what-
and buy one of England's brightest players, we're not greedy. We're ambitious. So why can't the men be like that? Because the women have barely sold anyone. I mean, they've sold quite a few players, but it's similar to the men. We haven't sold anyone massive yet. Although I'm hearing Beth Mead could be on the way out. But
Yeah.
we've gone and splashed a lot of money as well. A new goalkeeper's come in, 2 free transfers, and Olivia Smith.
Yeah, the world record fee.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the difference between the women and the men? Right. It's obvious that, as we mentioned earlier, I can't remember who actually brought it up. It might have been you, Tom, actually, but we actually, pay these footballers over 200 grand a week, most of them anyway. Whereas with the women, like,
Yeah.
the finances aren't exactly. I would say they're in good. They're in good health at the moment when it comes to the women. Whereas with the men, like, we pay these players an extraordinary amount of money
Yeah.
to a point where we can't sell them, so we have hardly any, pretty much, wage budget to work with to then pay the extra wages for the players we want to bring in. Whereas the women, we could actually do that. Hence, we obviously broke the record of the
Yeah.
highest. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's clear that the women have a clear transfer strategy. Go
Yeah.
and buy young players who won't ask for a ridiculous amount of money. The only real one that's kind of gone against that strategy over the last few years is Chloe Kelly, who's come in
Yeah.
on a free. And yes, you're going to have to pay her big money because she's one of the best players in the world. But that's a quality player. And I genuinely believe that we should just go and get Eze. Like at this point, I understand finances and stuff, but it's looking like that we'll end up selling players. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if they're still mumbling and moaning about, oh, we need a replacement before we'll sell, genuinely just give them Vieira for free.
I mean,
Honestly.
I heard the other day that apparently it will take a big name to leave within a year, and like literally the first player that came to my mind was Saliba, because obviously he's got 2 years left on his contract, or Havertz particularly. I don't know, but I don't see him getting rid of
Not
Havertz.
Martinelli.
Martinelli was the first name that came to my mind.
Martinelli will probably get at least 30 million for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but Arsenal are
No,
we'll get
we can
that
do more than
amount.
that for Martinelli. He's still
Arsenal
young.
think he's worth 80.
Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah, like 70 mil or something.
but surely if Liverpool can get Diaz about 65 million.
Yeah.
How much did they sell him for, to be precise? I think it was 65 million, right?
I think
They can get that amount.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can get
65 mil, yeah.
we can get roughly the same amount for Martinelli. Slot has been there for like a season, by the way, and within a season, like despite winning the Premier League, by the way, he has already identified that Nunes and Diaz does not fit his system. What did he do? He got rid of them. But he's still persisting
For good money,
with
man.
the likes of Martinelli. And look, I think again, there's a baller in Martinelli. But if he doesn't suit your system, if you don't know how to get the best
Let
of him,
him go.
yeah, exactly, get rid
Even
of him.
if
But he's
Saudis
always
don't
trying to
want
prove
him.
people wrong.
But
Right,
do you
he's
not think
trying his
that's
best to
where-
rejuvenate things. That's what's really annoying me. If they don't suit your
Yeah.
system, just get rid of them. You had no problem doing it in the past with, the team that actually won you the FA Cup. You bin that, and then you fast forward 5 years or 6 years later, you're pretty much, well, the only thing you've pretty much learned, I would say, in the last 5 years is to be more loyal. That's it. Because he's
Yeah.
been more loyal to Havertz, he's been loyal to Martinelli, he's been loyal to the likes of Jorginho, El Neni. He's given Rob Holding as well, giving all these players new contracts, but they've just, again, it's got to a point where
Yeah,
we've dragged it out.
and it's so strange, right? Because back in the day, when he first joined the club, he was very ruthless. Socrates, Mustafi, Aubameyang, Ozil,
Yeah, but those guys are so
Pepe,
terrible.
Willian,
I think
Yeah, I mean,
Guendouzi.
yeah, Lukonga's another one. Like, I know he's not been playing, but he's continuously going out on loan, pretty much telling the story that, oh, you know what? There's still a player in there. That there's still a player in there with Lukonga. If he's continuing his development and he's going out on loan, his developer's been hindered because he's hardly playing, and even the clubs he's going on loan to, they don't fancy him either. Fabrizio's another one.
I think the thing with Lukonga is I think that Arsenal would have liked to have sold him last summer, but they couldn't because he got that injury at Luton and didn't play too much. So I think he definitely wants Lukonga gone on a permanent. But there you go. I just very quickly just want to touch on the point that Thom and Rory were talking about a second ago with the women's game. I think it's interesting that the first £1 million player has just gone in the women's game in 2025. It's 1979 for the men.
Jesus.
Jerry Francis. I did just have to double check. It was 79.
Yeah.
I had remembered correctly. And it is a really good point that the women's game always reminds me of like the early 90s football, sort of late 80s, early 90s, sort of early era Premier League, before the Premier League.
I
So I'm
remember
old
as
enough to
well.
remember where money was still important, but it was less important. right now, as I sort of had this stat sort of somewhere about October. There's only been one occasion in Premier League history where you haven't had to have all three things be true, which is highest value squad, highest wages, and not be outside the top. But you had the third least in the bottom third for injuries. But two of those are money related, and it's quite telling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect the women's game will go that way eventually, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because if you think about it, when Mourinho joined Chelsea, or when Abramovich joined Chelsea, right, it was all about Ferguson and Wenger ruling the Premier League.
yeah.
But as soon as that money started coming into the picture, everything changed. And that's what's happening with Man City right now as well. So if you have the best team, if you are the richest team, you have a very good chance of winning the league.
Well, you're absolutely right, but it was even before that. So Blackburn won the league because they spent a fortune on Shearer and Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United dominated the league through two things. One, they spent a lot of money, and secondly, they had the good fortune, and they deserved the luck to have 6 or 7 academy players come through all in one hit. The Neville brothers, Giggs, Beckham.
Scholes,
missing one.
Yeah, golden generation.
Scholes, thank you. Yeah, my favourite of all of them is Scholes. This is what I forget. But they also spent money on players. And look, they also built the squad right. They got talent ID right. They spent less than $1 million on Schmeichel, less than $1 million. They spent $1 million on Cantona. Roy Keane, I think, was about 750,000. Now, in today's money, that's probably 30 odd million pounds.
Yeah,
range,
sure.
30 to 40 million pounds. It's like Martinelli, is he an 80 million pound player? No, but the likes of Madueke and etc. have just gone for 55 million. Martinelli's probably in the 60 million pound range, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy money. It's ridiculous money, but that's where
What's
the
he
game
on?
is.
Like 150?
170.
I don't know. He hasn't.
I think 170 or 180.
Oh yeah, I think it's 180. I think you're right. 180. I think.
Big up to Half Viking again for another super chat. This is for Thom, man. He says, "Big up Thom for Josh's intro. His quality."
Oh, can I have that?
What's up, Thom? He's put Eze in the intro. If you guys notice, Eze is there, right?
Oh yeah, I was gonna
time.
say, like, if we don't end up getting Eze,
I can see when I was making the intro, I did message Josh and I was like, "Can I just put Eze in, please? Because maybe if I do that, he'll."
Oh, can you imagine he goes to Tottenham?
Oh my god!
If he goes to Tottenham,
Are we saying if Eze doesn't come, it's entirely Tom's fault?
Yeah.
Can I just ask a quick? Can I just ask a quick question, by the way? What's going on with Fabrizio, by the way?
He chose the code. One message 7,000 times. It's the hustle, man.
What?
I do. He doesn't have any big. He's tweeted everything out. I mean, there's
I meant
just all over
Fabio.
All over the damn place, man.
I meant Fabio. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying what I was thinking. What do you mean Fabrizio? What's he doing?
Fabrizio.
I meant
Fabio Vieira.
I don't want to say his bloody surname, to be honest.
Teabag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I meant Fabio. Like, what's going on with him? Like, he didn't travel to the pre-season tour, but I'm pretty sure he's training with this.
Yeah, I don't think
like,
he
what is
went...
going on? Why didn't he go to?
Did he have a break because he was on the Club World Cup?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, but didn't they go out in the group stages?
No, they.
Yeah, Madueke went all the way to the final, and you see managed to play a couple of games.
It can't be that then, bro.
I remember the reporting around this. Fabio Vieira was allowed a week off or a couple of weeks after the Club World Cup. Since then, he's been back in full training, and Arsenal have chosen not to use him in any of the friendlies.
He still stinks, and we need to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So basically, basically they don't think he's part of the future, and therefore they didn't spend minutes on him. Same with like Reece Nelson, Zinchenko. Did he play in the last couple? I don't recall him playing.
Yeah, he played Newcastle.
I think it was a good.
Did he start?
No, he didn't start against Villarreal.
He started against Milan.
He started Newcastle.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the last two. That's when we
started
Newcastle. To sort of really not see, because Reece Nelson played in a couple of games in the Far East, didn't he? But it hasn't been seen since. Fabio Vieira is obviously on holiday for those ones. Zinchenko, I don't recall him playing in either of the two Emirates games.
Not the
Nor did Vieira.
No, I don't think so.
Nor did Nelson.
Lakonga was on the
What's-
bench every single game though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't
Yeah, but
play.
didn't play.
His
Interesting.
Does Reece play the left?
He
Who?
played well
He
on
played
the
on either wing,
against.
Do you think he's better
who he
than
played.
any of the?
Nah, he's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
It's over for Reece Nelson. I agree.
Yeah, but
he did. Reece looked better than Martinelli, which is admittedly not hard because I think I look better than Martinelli tonight, as you can tell.
but right now,
Although
I
was better against Liverpool.
I don't think any sane team can pay Reece Nelson £100,000 a week.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's
Do you,
It's gonna be very
do you guys
difficult.
think we need another left back to come in?
Not at the moment.
No,
Haven't you had
I'm
enough,
genuinely curious. Do
I
you
would've got
guys
that
think we
Hato
need another
guy.
left back?
from Ajax.
We need a proper left back.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
So-
Because Lewis Skelly's not a left back. Sorry, he's a
Right.
midfielder. But the thing is, right? So far this pre-season, not to say he's been terrible, but I feel like he is getting exposed because every time he's in midfield, he's not even like as the holding midfielder to balance the pivot. He is, getting upfield, ain't he? Like every time we're in possession, and he's leaving a hole pretty much down that right-hand side. And Calafiori's injury record is about as worrying as my dating life. So we may need another left back.
You'll get there, Rory.
So
No, but we have Kivior now. Kivior can play
Well,
left
right now,
back.
I'm
Kiwior
Right, that
can't play
Calafiori.
left back, bro. Come on.
No, but we've tried him there a couple of times, like a stopgap.
No, bro. I mean, I've seen Milk turn quicker than him at left back, to be honest.
So, I mean, look,
Come on.
real quick.
What are we doing here? Like the guy got torn to shreds by bloody who was it? Leroy Sane.
Havertz.
He
has
can't
played left
play
Yeah.
left back.
Kivior, when he played left back, did a job, but it's not the answer, right? I mean, so I think the answer to Rory's question, what I would have done this year, I would have cashed in on Kivior. I thought he did really well. And I backed him when he was struggling, and I'm really pleased at how early end of the season, but he's never going to have higher value now. He was linked with AC Milan today, but I suspect that's just because they lost a centre half, because they're not paying 30 million for him, because I just don't think they've got it. But
Yeah.
sure, correct me if they do have it. But I would have sold Kivior and gone after Hato.
Yeah.
I really would. That's what I'd have done. But in terms of a left back, if Kivior were to go, then I think you buy either the best available left back or the best
Ronaldo.
available left centre back. Not going to happen. Just for consistency's sake. But that's what you do. But do you need a left back? I think there's cover there, right? There's Miles Lewis-Skelly, who, yes, he's not a left back, but he did really well there last year. Although I worry about a sophomore slump in his second season a little bit. Calafiori, I think, looked really good there in pre-season. But you're right about his fitness record. But there is Urian Timber as well.
Mosquera,
yeah,
maybe. What
that too.
about Mosquera? Can he play left back?
I think he's never played left back, but you could put
Right
him at the
back,
right
yeah.
back and
Yeah.
shift Timber across, and you've got Ben White. So I think you've got options there.
Yeah.
But I think if a defender were to go, then I think you have to look at a left back or a
Yeah.
left centre back.
Yeah, I don't think I think you're right. I think Arsenal look at it like that. Arteta will look at it feel like we don't need one this summer.
Yeah.
Which is
I mean, we should never have let go of Tierney for free.
nah, we shouldn't.
If you want to sell him, then get rid of him, then get at least, bro. To me, he's 50 million max. 50 million.
It's sad, man. It's
I
really
might
I
get
think-
him for.
I think the thing with Tierney was, though, he had a horrific injury record, didn't he? And then he just wanted to go and play. I think what the shame is that he didn't stay fit the season before last, and then we could have either sold him last summer
Oh,
or
yeah,
offered him a
yeah,
new
yeah.
contract.
From the Euros, right?
So I mean, and he wanted to go, but you're right. That's the type of player you look back on. And funny enough, I've got a video on this sort of thing tomorrow. But you look back and go, Arsenal still cannot sell well. And I think there's two reasons for that. One, people think we're a soft touch. Secondly, and this is where I am really critical of Arteta. Once he doesn't fancy a player, it's bloody obvious, and that doesn't help whatever Edu or Ito or now Berta to sell these players, because you were touching on the high wages earlier. That makes it difficult. I was talking about Kivior, who in Europe is going to pay £30 million for him because they don't necessarily have the money to spend on a centre back, and his wages aren't horrific, But secondly, it's that players they know that they're not wanted, and therefore it drives down the price.
You were talking about as well, where, as you said, Arteta, when he doesn't fancy a player, that's where their value drops. Astronomically. Like, I feel like it's important, right? And I get you don't want to play players who ain't good enough, but play them for their value's sake, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get money.
And I feel we're actually very, very lucky with Smith Rowe, because ESL stopped playing games for a long while and his value dropped so bad. So we're actually lucky to get what we got from Fulham for him.
Yeah, it's either that or the 23, or if you want to count this window, but before the window, right, we signed 23 players out of the possible 41, something like that, right? Yeah, 23 of them are dog shit. So it's either, he's not favouring them, or the fact the players are just, dog shit. I mean, I can't figure out which one, to be honest with you.
I think there's I think again with these ones you have to also look as well at the evolution of a team. So you look at Zinchenko and Jesus, for instance. We've moved beyond them now. Jesus, I think his injuries have not helped. Arsenal, I think, would either not have had to have signed Havertz if they signed him for midfield, so maybe a bad example. But had he stayed fit, they probably wouldn't have been looking for another forward, because he started really well. Now they can't sell him because of his injury record. But you got things like that where we've evolved on. But secondly, we were buying players at the time, early days, where the team was pretty shite, to be honest. We had players like Luis, Mustafi. We talked about the ruthlessness that Arteta has somewhat lost, and you're right, whoever it was that said it was absolutely right. But you're then buying backups for a team that is probably, finishing 6th, 7th, 8th in the league. Your backups are going to be fairly poor. So you're going to have to either buy aging players on stupid contracts, is what we did for years, or you've got to take risks on the likes of Tavares, Lokonga, and not all of them are going to work. Martinelli, for instance, did work to some extent. He's probably, team may well have moved beyond him now. Tavares didn't work, for instance. So you are always going to take those risks. So I think that does need to be looked at when Arsenal are buying those players. For instance, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was fine, right, for the time. Would you buy Matt Ryan now? No. Because we're way beyond that. So I think that context needs to be looked at. But what it does do as the team moves on means it's bloody obvious we want to sell them because we know we're not good enough, which then means we've got to try. That doesn't mean every transfer's work. Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, neither of them will work, right, at all. And we're going to lose money on them. At least with Tavares, we got our money back. Same with Marquinhos. We got our money back.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, by the way,
I think that
Drew has made in the chat regarding Tierney. Do you think that was the case?
I had a problem with Tierney because he was a certain player. Until you play for Rangers and the rivalry.
I disagree with that because when Tierney,
go on, Anthony.
When Tierney came initially, he was actually very pivotal to how we played in our team. Even under Arteta, remember he was like a left centre back when we were playing that useless 4-3-4-3. And he played very well in that position for the year that we won the FA Cup with Aubameyang and stuff. But the main issue was that he could not invert. So even when Zinchenko was having the injury issues, when he tried to place Tierney as an inverted left back, he was struggling to do it. And that's when Arteta kind of lost faith in him because he couldn't fit his style anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, he still did it better than Kiwior did, that's for sure.
Exactly. I know it's all the inverting side of things, but as a left back, he's one of the most complete out there. He's got everything, don't he, Tierney?
When Tomiyasu played at left back as well, I believe he had to fill in as inverted left back. He didn't really do anything, to be honest, but he still persisted with him.
Yeah.
I think if Tierney had stayed fit, he would have been one of the top arguably top 5, but certainly top 10 left backs in world football.
But the thing is, right, his injury record is still better than Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus. Like his injury record is better than all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't get this whole narrative about his injury record, to be honest, because they're better than Tomiyasu, even Zinchenko, to be honest, Partey, and Jesus. Them 4 worst injury records.
Yeah,
I think the 2 reasons. I think the 2 reasons were tactically we changed, and he was suffering from that. And I do think injury record. It doesn't sound like the 2 massively fell out. You know, because he was used towards the tail end of last season reasonably well. But you know, it's a shame that we couldn't get some money for him, though. You know, absolutely right. Again, it's one of those things where you look at Arsenal's sales record and it's just absolutely dire. The fact we still haven't had a £50 million sale ever is like.
Yeah, it's so strange, man, when you think about it. Like our record signing is Oxlade-Chamberlain of 2011. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's really, it's crazy. It's crazy. We're gonna move on, guys, to the predictions. I'm gonna quickly check if we've got anything else.
Oh, I was hoping I'd missed them.
Mate, don't worry, Thom. I'm worse than you at predictions, mate. Don't worry about it. You'll be good. Yeah, we spoke about Zinchenko earlier, didn't we? To be fair, but apparently he could be going for Fenerbahce. Mourinho, of course, closing in to sign Zinchenko. Was it you last week, Thom, who said
fun?
Was it you, Thom, who said we can only get him for 10 million? Like, that's what you'd expect Arsenal to get.
I priced him at 10. I priced him at 10
wages.
Million
Yeah,
wages.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, it'd be helped in Fenerbahce though because of such low taxes.
Okay.
It's like I worked out something like I couldn't quote me at the time, but with what Osimhen was asking for, if you used UK taxes, we'd have to pay him something like £575,000 a week.
Damn.
You know, because of the tax regime. You know, so therefore they can probably offer Zinchenko half of what we pay him, and he'd still be on the same money. I mean, that's roughly.
Yeah,
that's not exact, but you get the idea.
Yeah, and it was quite strange because if you remember when Leroy Sané was about to leave Bayern Munich, they were so confident that they were going to retain him. But when Galatasaray offered him the salary that they did, Sané didn't even think twice. He left Bayern Munich. So something is really going on in Turkey. Like, those guys pay very well.
Yeah. Because Osimhen went Galatasaray, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a very low tax regime. I think they pay something like 12%.
Aren't they interested in Trossard as well?
Yeah, this as well. Galatasaray.
Yeah, Galatasaray.
30 million.
That's
30 mil euros. Which what's that? Is that 25 mil pounds? Something like that. Still.
I don't know. Surely we can get more than that.
Yes, I still think there's low, to be honest. Like, I know how old Trossard now. He's 30.
He's 30.
I think
he's 31.
31. 31.
Yeah.
Was he 31? I thought he was 30.
It doesn't.
Tax rate in Turkey is 15%, by the way, which is why they can.
It doesn't look like he's going to.
Oh, nice.
Signing a new contract as well, weren't there? But apparently that's stalled now. So.
Yeah, he's changed agents, didn't he? So he was close to signing a new deal. But reports seem to vary about whether he's got 1 or 2 years left on his contract. If it's 1 and he's not signing a new deal, Arsenal have to sell. And the price I don't think is bad for 1 year. If it's 2 years left on his thing, then you could argue the price is low. Yeah. It's also 31. I mean, I think minimum should be 25 to him, but I think it's more likely to be 20.
If he does go, yeah.
Because we sell shit.
What else? Anything else? What about pre-season? Rodrigo, Man City, obviously considering a move from Rodrigo because they got rid of Grealish. How do you say that name? Makati. I don't know how you say that, but this Donny here. Savio.
I can't even see it.
Wait.
Eh?
Hold on. Sorry,
Makati.
What is going on with pronunciations today?
Oh, while we're on pronunciations, by the way, I bloody signed that Napoli winger to PSG. I can never pronounce the name.
Oh my god, that guy is iconic, man.
McCarthy, I
To
didn't
be
really.
fair, considering I got Fabrizio and Fabio mixed up,
Yeah,
like that's not even a bad. That's not even a bad pronunciation.
McCarthy, I didn't realise I was on Luca's stream tonight. McCarthy.
But yeah, Man City see him as a dream target. Got Pep's a big fan. Madrid will let him leave if the player wants to leave, asking him for 100 million euros. Should we be doing something about
That's
this?
too much,
people?
man. Yeah.
Like, obviously, Rodrigo was apparently a bigger. Well, we are obviously a big admirer of him, but doesn't look like that's no one that slowed down completely. But Man City, could you guys see ending up at Man City? And is this a mistake? Like, we're not going in for him?
I think if he
So,
goes,
so in all honesty, I would prefer Easy to Rodrigo, because if you look at Rodrigo's numbers,
Okay.
they are Martinelli-ish, just like a slight upgrade. He's quite good. I'm not disputing that. He'll do very well for us. But if you're to give me Eze and give me Rodrigo right now, I'll take Eze because he offers us more. He can play as a left winger. He can play as a central midfielder. He can play as an attacking midfielder.
But the question I have is, I don't see, right, from what I've seen of Eze, and yes, he does predominantly play on that left-hand side, but Palace play a three at the back formation, right? They use their wing backs as width. So Eze's not technically playing as a winger.
No.
So I reckon, for me, as a left-sided option, I don't see that working. I see it working as an attacking midfielder because, as I mentioned earlier, we need a natural 10 instead of Odegaard for me, because at the moment it just doesn't fit the bill. If you're playing a double pivot, you need Eze in that equation. So I don't think him at left wing would necessarily work. And yes, look, you can look at Rodrigo's stats, right? Last season, he was playing pretty much most of his games on the right-hand side because they've been accommodating Vinny and Mbappe. He's not been playing in his natural position, whereas when he played in his natural position, I think he scored 6 goals in 6 games, or was it 6 goals in 8? I can't remember, but it was something along the lines. So, to me, if you want to show that ambition to win the league, you need both if it's anything. But I know that's not going to happen due to player sales and the fact we can hardly get any money for any of our players. So
I think it's sort of one of those balancing acts, isn't it, really, where, ideal world, I would have moved on Trossard and I wouldn't have signed Madueke, and I'd have had Rodrigo and Eze in, because I think Eze for Trossard is quite a nice natural sort of upgrade. And I think Eze is sort of, for me, one of those players that comes off the bench to sort of change the game. You can play him on the left wing, but he probably tucks inside more, which means you need Calafiori more likely than Miles Lewis-Skelly overlapping down that left side to get you width. Miles Lewis-Skelly, we could probably do it. We don't know. But Calafiori, we should sort of have seen do that. That would be that. And then I would have had Rodrigo instead of Madueke. And this is always my big criticism of Madueke, is the opportunity cost. Downside of that would be that Rodrigo is always going to be late in the window if he moved. Arsenal haven't moved for him, nor have anyone else yet, because he hasn't publicly come out or pushed for a move. So the same with Isak. I think Isak has left. He might get away with it. He might get his move to Liverpool, but he could have had his pick of other clubs, and maybe he'd have still chosen Liverpool if he'd gone earlier. I think Rodrigo, people have known it's going to come late and have left it late. So I think it's one of those ones that was always going to happen late with Rodrigo. He doesn't really want to leave Madrid.
Yes.
So he doesn't want to sit and not play. So I would like to see Arsenal in the conversation. I think now to make that happen financially, it's going to have to be Martinelli to get Rodrigo in, which probably means you need to keep Trossard, because I think there is the money there for one more attacking addition, but not 2 without a big sale. That would have been my ideal world, would have been, Martinelli stays and is the cover on the right, but I can't necessarily fault, Arsenal going early for Madueke to get that cover for Saka. We've been calling for it for years.
Yeah. And
because you knew that Rodrigo was going to go late in the window, and there was going to be a lot of people in for it. But if he goes to City, I will be absolutely gutted, and I think he will go to City. They're going to move on Savio by the looks of things, and Grealish has moved on loan. I'm glad we haven't touched that.
So there's no way they can lose Savio and lose Grealish and not get a player of Rodrigo's mood.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, they sell all those players. They're gonna get someone there, most likely Rodrigo.
You could argue Oscar Bob comes in for Grealish. I know it's on the other flank, but you're absolutely right. They don't have the numbers to lose two and not bring in one.
Yeah. I was just going to say something on Eze, actually. So if Eze, and Dom's right, we need Calafiori pretty much to provide width. But if Skelly was going to play as the left back with Eze as the left wing, then where is our left-hand side? Because Skelly always tucks in midfield, and Eze pretty much does the same thing when he plays for Palace. So where's our left-hand side if he plays Skelly as the left back?
You'd have to change the way Lewis Skelly plays, right?
But he's not going to do so because he always likes his left back in midfield. I don't understand why we don't play the right back in midfield. Why does it always have to be?
Well, I wonder if we might see that, because we did see Calafiori get wider against Bilbao in one half, right?
I don't understand. The thing is,
he had some weight.
The thing is, right, in the 23-24 season, like from January onwards, we saw Ben White inverting. That's the only time I saw the right back inverted, was that season specifically, and we ended up battering teams left, right, and centre.
I thought that was the best that we've seen of Ben White as well.
Yeah, inverting the right back.
What last year? What year do you mean?
It was the season. Yeah,
two seasons ago, the one that we lost the league on the final day.
Let me think. When we the season when we
West Ham 6.
2 years ago, Ben
White against Burnley and all that.
Yeah, so
Sheffield and all
we
that.
played Ben White as the inverted right back, and then we had the back three of Saliba, Gabriel, and Kiwi. So he kind of tucked into a back three. Whereas beforehand, it was Kiwi or as the natural left back, pretty much inverted, and Ben White producing the overlaps. And yeah, I think we need to see more of that, because Timber has played in midfield for Ajax.
Yeah.
So he can do a job. I know Skelly's a midfielder, but there's no need to have him inverting all game.
Yeah, true.
Like, fair enough, have him inverting every now and then, but perhaps switch it. Like have not both of them inverted at the same time, because you're leaving yourself exposed, but have them constantly exchanging. One stays, one goes.
But it's a bit like we did with midfield again. I was talking about this morning, right? It's that tactical unpredictability. Why can't Miles Lewis Skelly tuck as a three while Ben White goes forward? Why then can't Ben White tuck into midfield and Miles Lewis, or back three and Miles Lewis Skelly goes wide or comes inside? Because it means that teams can't plan for it. And your worst nightmare as a defender is you don't know where that person is going to run, right? I'm aware it's a completely different level. But I was playing someone that, the other way, and they made the same run every time, and it was so easy. I just stood 10 yards inside him and waited for him to come to me. And that's almost what Arsenal's left-hand side has become. So you do want that unpredictability. And we have got the ability to now do that, because as Rory rightly says, Timber can tuck in, White can tuck in. So we can do it from the right. Miles Lewis Skelly, I think, is good enough, technically good enough to go wide on the left at times, or tuck inside. Calafiori can do it. So as can we see the midfielders move forward, probably not if Norgard plays as the 6, but you've still got other options to get that tactical flexibility. And I think that's what's going to be really interesting this season is if people stay fit, how different our game plan may well be at different times. If we do that, then it could be quite a good season.
Yeah, because
the question is, will it happen? We don't know yet.
No, but if you remember, when he was in Singapore, he made a statement that I really took lightly. He said that now he has the quality to be unpredictable. So I believe that is the key right now, because yes, I know we have signed a couple of folks and people have left as well, but you can see the quality gap has really changed. You can look at our bench now and we can see guys that can really come in and do something in the game. And that's a whole lot different from last season, where you look at someone like Raheem Sterling and you'll be wondering what he can actually do in the game. So I have a quick question. How can Arteta accommodate Gyökeres and Havertz in the same team? Who will have to go?
Who are the three? Sorry,
Gyökeres and Havertz.
So if Gyökeres, Havertz,
Gyökeres, Havertz, and who? I didn't catch that one.
No, so I'm saying right now it's either Gyökeres or Havertz.
Yeah.
To me, it's Gyökeres.
What kind of formation?
But you know what I think he'll do, Anthony?
Or Havertz. Yeah. So what my question is this: who would leave the team for him to accommodate both Gyökeres and Havertz at the same time?
I was going to mention that, I think he's going to
Mm,
somehow find a way to accommodate both.
possibly, yeah.
And I don't think he'll change formation. He won't tweak the formation because we know he doesn't do that. But I think he'll drift Gyökeres out to the left and Havertz through the middle. At some point, he'll try that.
Mm.
My fear is that we
Yeah,
see
that's what I
Havertz
was
again in
gonna say,
midfield. I think what I think we'll see is I think we will see Gyökeres probably be the preferred number 9 for most games, but there will be times when Havertz will play either because of the League Cup or because tactically that's the sort of right decision. And we've actually seen Havertz look a little bit more direct, interestingly, this summer, which I think is a good tactical shift if that's because that will have come from the manager if that's what's happened. But I think the other time we see them together would be we go to a single pivot and we almost go 2 up top with Odegaard sort of dropping into a slightly deeper role when we're chasing the game, or even just almost as 2 10s behind Gyökeres, and that's where Havertz and Odegaard play. It's 1-1, there's 5 minutes to go and you're playing West Ham. I mean, I've made this up, right? But that sort of thing where, you sort of go for that sort of, you're chasing a goal and you go all out. I think that's where you see them together. I don't think we see a lot of them together otherwise, because I think if Saka's coming off and it's Madueke comes on, or when Yeri comes on, or Dalman comes on, originally I sort of thought Will Havertz get some minutes out there because we saw it last season.
I reckon he'll experiment
but I
at
think
some point.
option to have 2. And interestingly, Havertz's best form at Leverkusen came almost as that second striker.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could be a case of us switching 4-4-2 mid-game. I don't know. Or just 4 up top. Because that's pretty much our plan B, just to whip in crosses. That's it. Like, if we haven't scored come the last 10 minutes, then, just expect to see crosses spammed into the box, because that's what we do.
I knew I recognised our manager tonight because I must have put in about 20 crosses in the last 10 minutes tonight.
When did you play inverted left back?
Well, it's not a full 11 aside, so I was at the back, but I play as one of the wide defenders because despite being 41, I am actually still fairly quick, and I put in a fair few crosses tonight. I had a hissy fit when I didn't get to take a corner, and then the result.
Inverted relegation battle, bruv.
We got promoted.
Man's in the trenches right now, man.
Yeah. What was something I wanted to question?
I'm going to start calling Doug Mikel Arteta off tonight.
Big up, man. Just quickly, Flash says, big up yourself, bro. He says, did you see that Fuller Gal say Arteta's a better manager than Wenger? I mean, I can't believe some of the delusional takes from his sexual. He actually said that. He's a better manager.
He said Arteta right now is a better manager than Wenger was in his last 5 years.
Yeah, but Wenger won 3 FA Cups in his last 5 years.
Exactly.
Nah, he was drunk, probably.
The other thing he's forgetting here is that Wenger, and it was time for Wenger to move on, right? But Wenger had no money to spend because he was paying off the stadium debt. Arteta had investment in the squad, and it needed it, right? Because the squad has gone stale. We were talking about Mustafi and Lichtsteiner and, David Luiz and, all these Socrates. Like, the squad needed a complete overhaul, and money, we can talk about the €1 billion because it's not pounds. $1 billion, we spent €1 billion. Yeah. Money is now much more than it was, but there is no way. Look, I think Arteta has done a decent job at Arsenal. People may disagree with that, but Arsene Wenger is one of the best managers in the Premier League. And while it was time for him to go, you look back on actually how he kept us in the top 4 consistently and won those FA Cups with that squad and very little money. Actually, when you look back, was impressive. What it needed was that sort of change from the top, which said we're going to go and invest in this side.
He epitomised pretty much the whole of the Premier League in terms of the way we were playing pretty much. I know he played the same formation, but like it would pay off because again we were winning silverware.
Everyone did.
Here's a question I want to throw out, right? If Wenger was given the same backing as Arteta has, who do you think he would have signed? I think, bro, Mbappe springs to my mind straight away. He would have definitely got him.
I mean, there were so many players that if we signed,
Kim Kallstrom, Voodoo Ball.
This is what I'm saying. He was
Kallstrom,
giving
Yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Kallstrom.
Kim
Like,
Kallstrom.
what a
Yeah, the
signing.
guy that broken back. Yeah.
So just to be clear, I was answering Voodoo Doll Gaming's question, not who would Wenger have signed if he had that money. Just in case someone thought I'd gone completely mental.
Yeah, but there's a whole list of players, weren't there, that we could have signed. There's a whole goes years and years, but yeah.
Every club has
But
them, though.
the thing is, yeah, you're for me, like if you had the same money that Arteta has been back with, I think and if we were, I know I say buts and maybes, but if we were in the title race for the past 3 seasons, I think he would have got at least one over the line.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely gets the one.
I agree.
I would say the first season where we properly progressed under Arteta, where we were 8 points clear, that season, Wenger definitely gets over the line in that season. We don't fall apart because, again, Wenger, you can say all you want that he wouldn't have got us in that position, but with the amount of money that he would have got, pretty much, he would have got us in that position anyway, and we finished second in 2016. That late winner by Danny Welbeck against Leicester.
Oh my God!
What a goal!
That was the game where we believed that we were going to win the league, despite finishing third pretty much for most part, and then we obviously finished second last day due to Spurs receiving a spanking. So
yeah,
I reckon he signs most of the big players that have gone to the Premier League in this present day. I reckon he would have got Haaland, he would have got Mbappe, he would have got who else? Probably would have got Wirtz as well.
I think Wirtz is a sort of player he would have looked to have signed. I'm not sure on Haaland. Depends on whether he sort of changed that sort of small technical player sort of thing that he wedded to a little bit. But I don't think he'd have won the league that the 8-point league. I always thought Arsenal were going to fall off a cliff in September that year, like Klopp did too in his year. I just always felt that team was going to run out of steam. I think he'd have won the second one. That's the one I think he'd have won. And I think the difference would have been the team still lacked sort of experience of winning things, but he had won things. And I think that is something that you cannot teach until you've done it. Klopp was talking about it at Liverpool, how hard it was to win those first trophies because the team didn't have those winners. And he had at least won a couple of things, himself. Wenger had won big things, and therefore I think his experience there would have seen us get over the line. Great as City were, I think we beat Villa under Wenger.
Yeah.
And I think
all I'm gonna say is Wenger won an FA Cup semi-final with Rob Holding at centre back. Just saying.
But
he won the whole thing with Holding at centre back. So I'm just saying, because obviously he's worked with him before, he has a tendency of getting over the line, Rob Holding. It's just the team he was in at the time, obviously we grew out of him pretty much ages ago since he picked up that injury against United. So
United, But one thing comes to mind. We lost to Aston Villa at the Emirates, no doubt. But in December, there were 2 games that we had no business losing: West Ham and Fulham.
Yeah.
Those are the games that actually killed us more than the Aston Villa game, as far as I'm concerned. Because Aston Villa is a strong squad.
But do you think, with the chances we missed in that game, Jesus, let's be honest, that season, he wasn't the same player as, who we first bought pretty much, because for the first 3 months, pre-World Cup pretty much, he was one of the best players in the league, right? The following season,
he was
after he came back from the knee injury and he was starting games when he was fit, missing chances, do you think Wenger would have got results in them? I don't think so, to be honest.
Well, we're so close, though. We're so damn close.
Yeah. All it takes is just a major change.
Wenger, by the way, to answer the question in the chat, Wenger won
first
full
season.
Season.
Yeah. I know it's quite. Because I think Andrew said in the chat, didn't he win it? And he said, maybe you meant first full season. Well, got his,
He as Rory said earlier, he completely revolutionised English football. And when a great like Alex Ferguson says that about him, you can't, you have to sort of stand up and take notice, right? He was incredible, and the fine margins in the game are much smaller now because everyone sort of knows everything, what's happening in X, Y, and Z country far more than they did then. So it was, I'm not trying to take anything away from it at all. It was fantastic, but he was, absolutely just out of this world. But he was appointed in 1996, and I think it was October time. Took over from Bruce Rioch, in 1998, and that you hear about the likes of Tony Adams and Martin Keown talk about how he revolutionised them. We had an awesome back four, and suddenly he found an extra 10-15% out of them just by making them change the way they dieted and exercised and all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
all those sort of margins and the technical stuff he brought in. Everyone pretty much played 4-4-2 in those days. Like everyone played 4-4-2. No other formation existed in football. It was 4-4-2. But yeah, it was just incredible, and it was a completely different world to what it is now, right? But Wenger he genuinely was one of those managers that, and I was 13, 14. So I remember it really quite well. He just revolutionized English football. He was one of those that just did it.
True.
And for me, he'll forever be one of the top managers in this league. You can talk about Pep, you can talk about Guardiola, you can talk about Jose Mourinho. For me, Sir Alex Ferguson is probably still the best just because of what he achieved. Manchester United was just phenomenal. But Wenger for me is right up there.
Can I just say something off topic? Because I've been asked this a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Off topic, by the way. But yeah, regarding Leao, like I keep getting people asking me on Twitter and flipping Instagram. People have been DMing me, would you take Leao, blah, 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 blah. And I know you get bored of me speaking of this. So this is the last time I'm going to say, right? Rafael Leao, fair enough. He had a decent season 2 seasons ago, 15 goals. Is he better than what we have on the left-hand side right now? Yes, he is. Right?
No.
But if you look at the left-hand side, he had Theo Hernandez, Reinders, and he bagged the same stats as Martinelli. Meanwhile, Martinelli has no left-hand side. He has the left-back inverting all the time, and Declan Rice, who is a CDM, supplying him. But they still have roughly the same stats. Furthermore, Madueke, right, he only has one less goal than Rafael Leao did last season in the league. So we're out here cussing Martinelli for a left-hand side that has been dead pretty much for years, since Xhaka left, but we're willing to take someone like Leao, who is playing for, I'd say, a more established team in Leao when you're looking at their left-hand side, but he has the same number of stats than Martinelli in, not to discriminate Serie A, and I know you're here, Josh, but the Premier League is the toughest league in the world, whether you like it or not.
So,
but he's got the same stats as Martinelli. Like,
I think the only thing I'd say on the stats would be that obviously AC Milan had a serious down season last season. I'm not convinced by Leao. Am I going to complain if he comes in as a left winger? No, but he probably isn't my first choice. But I don't know, Josh, from the eye test, because you'll have seen him more than I will. He's never impressed me when I've seen him, but I only really see him in the big games.
Yeah, always getting lost.
Yeah, the thing is as well, right? In response to Flash's comment, his output would not be crazy in this Arsenal team. You're telling me, right?
Yep.
Them stats for that AC Milan team with the likes of Reinders and Theo Hernandez behind him, he's in this Arsenal team with no left-hand side. You think his output's going to fly through the roof? Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, I think the answer to our left-hand side comes from two things, right? It probably requires a personnel change a little bit, but it does require that tactical shift we were talking about earlier. But Josh, how do you think Leao would fare based on what you've seen of him from Milan? Because you'll have seen him more than combined.
Last season he was awful. Like, I'll be real with it. I think there was so many better winners out there. I think Lookman last season was superb. Ponzi South from Juventus was superb. There's a player called Dennis Mann. He plays for Parma. He was superb. Ozzolini from Bologna, superb, a lot better than
There you
him.
go.
Zaccagni as well from Lazio, a lot better than him.
Another one.
So
Yeah, Lazio,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So how many wingers have you just named there that are better than that were better than Leao last season?
5.
How many wingers
Yeah,
have
Yeah,
you
because
named?
five.
But
How many
again,
wingers?
but like you look into, that's
How many-
one bad season out of how many? he's
Well, the
had.
season before,
I was going to say,
though,
what about the season before
like
that?
he bagged the same number of stats. Like, what are we doing here? You can chat to me all you want about his style. So much about his style that it got him out of the Portuguese team. He doesn't even start over Pedro Neto. So what are we doing here?
So,
Yeah, but
Red, I have a comment to this. It's all about standards, right? 22-23 season, Martinelli scored 15 goals. The season before that, he scored 10 goals, right? So there was that progression that we as fans were seeing, and we expected it to continue. But the last 2 seasons, I think he just scored just 8 goals in one, and I think 9 goals in the other. And minus the goals and all that, his overall play has also dropped. Because if you remember that season that we almost won the league, Martinelli was like a superstar. Odegaard was doing so well. Same with Saka. So that when we lost Jesus to injury, it didn't really affect us that much. Because we got Trossard and put him as a false 9. Because we are getting the goals from Martinelli, getting the goals from Odegaard, getting the goals from Saka.
Yeah.
But the problem now is that the quality has dropped. Even Odegaard has dropped drastically.
Yeah.
Same with Martinelli. So we have standards that we are expecting of them at the level that we are right now. We are meant to have players that are good enough to secure the league for us. But when you have players that are your first team and still dropping, it will affect the overall output.
Yeah.
So Leao is not as good as Martinelli. Trust me, if you give me Leao, give me Martinelli, I'll not take Leao. He's a decent player, but he's not all that. And one major issue that he doesn't even have any defensive contributions. He never tracks back.
Yeah, that's another
At least Martinelli cannot actually help his left back too.
The thing is, Flash, he was starting. He was starting enough games. I mean, obviously, I can't double check, but Josh, you'll have to check for me. How many games did he play last season?
Last season, yeah, he played. I think it was like 35.
There you go, 35 games.
At the same time, they went through like 3 different managers last season.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Okay,
They were struggling badly.
And like,
Yeah, Havertz went through the same bloody scenario, for God's sake.
Who? Havertz.
Yeah, Havertz was under Lampard. He was under bloody Tuchel. He was under, who was the other one? Potter. Like,
yeah,
bro, Havertz was under the same circumstances, but we still didn't want him. So, again,
I mean, I think the thing here is stats will only take you so far. Right? I mean, like I say, he's how was he before? Like, I'm always a player in off season. I think it happens, right?
Yeah,
Milan said 2-3 managers last season. It's not all. Teams have won it before when they've had changes like Roberto Di Matteo. It can happen, but Milan were awful, but was sort of being talked about. His stats were A, good, and B, he was sort of being talked about big Champions League games. He's not necessarily performed. I would be interested in just how the view sort of combined, because as I say, I think anyone can have an off season.
No,
yeah. Just quickly on Martinelli, right? We as a fan base like to do this thing where we come on to players when really, when you look at the bigger picture, it is the manager and the way he sets out. Right, the same thing occurred with Aubameyang. We did the same thing with Pepe. We cussed them out. Pepe, when he came up against us, was balling out as far as I'm concerned. Aubameyang is still banging goals at the age of 34. So look, if it was just Martinelli, I'd be on the same page. But at what point do we actually start looking at the manager rather than the players? Because it's just a case of Martinelli not being utilised properly. Hence, if you're not going to utilise him properly, then obviously get rid of him. But it's not down to him being dog shit. It's the system making him dog shit. like the manager is the cause here. It is not the player. Like, what do people not get? That is the problem,
Yeah.
not the player. There's no coincidence that he scored 15 goals 2 seasons ago, and we had Martinelli roaming pretty much everywhere. Now he's holding hands with the linesman when he's not that type of player.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when he does get into those positions, his end product is just falling off a cliff.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, right? Yeah, I do get it. Right, his decision making in the last 2 seasons has been lacking big time.
He's very inconsistent.
Yeah, but
Because if you look at I'm sorry, first for cutting you real quick. Martinelli against Courtois, 1-on-1, Real Madrid. He places the ball. Good goal. Martinelli against Donnarumma, the same scenario. He misses. So my issue with that now his consistency has become so bad. And when you take him out and bring Trossard, you're not getting anything better. So 2 of them were just basically, turning around and just making things worse for each other.
Also, the example you just used against Donnarumma last season, that wasn't the only time we saw it. We saw it against Tottenham in the North London derby away. He was in 1-on-1, didn't score. Bournemouth away. He comes on,
yeah,
has a very big chance and doesn't score. So yeah, I really don't think that he's Arsenal level anymore. I think even if we were to adjust like the way he was playing and getting him more inside, I think he's just too inconsistent, and I don't think that he's.
And I get that. But my point is, right, apart from Lookman and Rodrigo, there's no real upgrades out there. Leao is not a proper upgrade on flipping Martinelli. He just isn't. Right? You've got that same player in Madueke pretty much. He can get down the byline, whipping across, end product's not there. Like, if you could... Cool, we'll lay off stats. Why do you think he's been dropped from the Portuguese team?
Yeah, I hear that.
Like,
I get that, but for me, I think he's not. I think he's a massive upgrade on Martinelli. Now, I like going back to what Don was asking, right? The season he had last season was awful. Yeah, as we said, we named 5-6 better winners than him. But as Dom said, like he was willing to, give a bit of leeway after one bad season for a player, right? If you look back when they won the league, for example, that season, or even the year before last, right? This guy was doing it in the big games. I remember this guy scored like a brace against Inter in the derby. I think the season when they won the league. So like he's been one.
When was that? 20. When was that? In the 2023
season.
Okay, 23 season. Martinelli was doing exactly the same thing that season. So again, and he was dropped, by the way, Flash. He was. They currently play Conceição on the right and Neto on the left. So he's being dropped. Yeah. And see, as we want to talk about the fact Theo Hernandez was trash last year and Reinders, whatever. They have Nuno Mendes on Nuno Menge and Vitinha on that left-hand side.
I mean, for me, I think, Andrew's just nailed it there. I think he just sort of runs with the ball rather than necessarily cross the ball more. And I think that's what Arsenal sort of tried to sort of change a little bit this season by having more ball carried. It sort of seems to be the way football's adapting. But, I mean, like I say, on the times I've seen him, he's not impressed me. But I've only seen him a handful of times in big games, right? But how does he play against the low block, right? Because I think a lot of Martinelli's struggles have come for 2 reasons. One, he's become more isolated on the left-hand side. And secondly, he operates best in space, and Arsenal have been denied less space. Leao comes up against more of a low block, and I'm being very stereotypical here about Italian football, far more often because of the nature of Italian football rather than has loads of space. And sort of how does he fare against that? I imagine relatively well, given that he runs with the ball rather than sort of looks to sort of...
Yeah, it's spot on. Like that's like, you look into it, that's his strength with it. But the thing that I've always looked with Leao, the thing he can work on is decision making in the final third, for example. Because as much as he can take on his man, right? There's a few times, but I've noticed this. I know it's only pre-season, but under Allegri, even the games that, yeah, I mean, even against us, for example, even against Liverpool when he played against Liverpool, right? Allegri's that type of manager to get the best out of him anyway.
What
like, in
did
terms
he
of
do
his-
against us?
He spun Saliba, and then
Wow. Okay.
he's
So
not.
we're just going to buy players based on that then?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Just because he spins Saliba? Like what?
Come on, Rory,
No.
let the man speak.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah, go on.
Let me talk.
Sorry.
It was like I thought he's their best player against us. He was actually making.
I think he was too.
Yeah, he was running in behind a few times, right? And he was actually, instead of actually hogging the ball, he's actually laying off a few. Like I remember he played a great ball to, I think it was Pulisic or Solomakers. He's making better decision making because usually he gets to the final third and he takes too many touches and he loses the ball. But what I noticed even in the Liverpool game as well, and what maybe Allegri's getting out of him is he's making better decisions in the final third. You know, because that's the thing that he had to work on. But yeah, you are right. Like against the low blocks, he can definitely give you that something different.
Yeah, okay, but let me ask you this, right? You touch on his decision making. What happened when he went through against us then?
What do you mean? What
he went through at one stage. Our man just ran out of play, or I can't remember at the top of my head, but he went through on goal, and that was exactly why he isn't an upgrade. Because them sort of, if you're in the Premier League, those are the sort of decisive moments that you've got to finish.
You have that kind of space.
Yeah, but don't you think every winner goes through that? Like, don't you think Rodrigo's been through that? If you want to talk about Rodrigo in terms of he's had decisions like that where he's gone through and he's slipped over, flipping at the side netting.
I was saying this about Havertz last season, right? Havertz, obviously, his clinical nature is not there. It's the biggest sort of worry about him as a number 9, right? Which is why we upgrade with Gyökeres. But I think this idea sort of exists around Havertz, and I think this is sort of true of this conversation in some ways about Leao here, is this idea that every forward, the top level forward score every single chance just isn't true. That's not true. Like there's this sort of talk that Haaland scores every chance. He doesn't, right? So I think as you say, Josh, every winger does that. I thought Ben White struggled against him. Now I think partly that was Ben White's not played so much recently, etc. For me, I do have concerns about Leao, but I think that's about that. I worry about a winger coming from Serie A into the Premier League because if it's because of it, and I would rather have someone else. I know I worry about his defensive work rate, which obviously is really important for that left winger. But I also, am I going to be crying if Leao comes in as a winger? Absolutely not. No.
But
so I really love Martinelli, and I know his ceiling can be high. He's young, he can improve, but I think he has to be the one to improve his game. Let's put it in context. When Unai Emery gave Saka his debut, right? Saka was a left wing back. In the youth team, he was a left back. When it had been under Arteta, Pepe was struggling, Willian was struggling. Arteta now made a good point to place Saka as a right winger. And we saw what happened. Game in, game out, he continued to show improvement, and basically he's one of the best right wingers in the world today. Martinelli started very well when he joined the club from Ituano, but I just feel that he had become very complacent because that his place in the team is very assured. He doesn't give as much effort to improve himself as we expect him to. And you are playing for Arsenal Football Club. This is a team that is challenging for titles. If Martinelli was in Bournemouth or Everton, I don't think we would be having this conversation. But because we're actually an elite team, and we have players that are good enough, are well enough to, we should have.
Big thing for Martinelli
the thing is right.
Managed to adapt his game, has he? To sort of to sort of beat that man consistently and adapt to the type of football he's now playing against. It's why I would like to see another attacking player come in that is left-sided, because it gives us those different options. If we are playing Tottenham last season under Ange Postecoglou, Martinelli is perfect because he has all that space to run into. If you're playing, I can't think of an example now. You're playing a team with 10. ball all the time. That's not your Martinelli sort of game, is it? But we should probably do predictions, Josh, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But hold on. I just had to say something, right? Flash, right? I guarantee you're saying right in the chat that I have never watched him play before. Guarantee you're saying that based on what he did 2 seasons ago. So I don't even think you've watched him play. You're just saying it because of the name. I've actually watched this guy play, and he does not impress me whatsoever. And it's mad how things get misinterpreted, because all you've mentioned here is Martinelli and the fact I don't want an upgrade on Martinelli. Have I already made my case clear that I want an upgrade on Martinelli, yes or no? Of course I have. But there's better players, likes of Rodrigo. Fair enough, Rodrigo may not happen. Cool. Get Lookman then. Better player. You see what I'm saying? A better player in Lookman. There's better players in Serie A as well we can go for in that left wing position. But Leao's just not that guy. I'm sorry. He's not who you think he is. Trust me.
I think the other thing.
By the way, Martinelli does start for Brazil. So I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah, Martinelli
doesn't start for Brazil.
He does.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he plays on the left-hand side.
He's
They
Yeah,
play,
when
I believe.
Vinicius is having an off day.
No, but Vinny plays up front for them.
Yeah, Vinny plays through the middle, and
Yeah.
Martinelli starts over Rodrigo quite often on the left-hand side. I think the other thing as well is, like, some people have players they like and don't like. Like, there are very good players that I just don't like, and that's, they're obviously objectively good players. They're just, not players that I overly like. But there we go. We will see what happens.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just get on to
Let's go
predictions.
to the predictions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Martinelli is
predictions.
not getting.
I predict
Brazil's
Leao will
front
be
line,
here
by
by the end of
way,
the
when
season.
everyone's
Let's go, man. Let's run. All right. So I've got the list here. Obviously, winners, hopefully. And then for the Premier League, I didn't know what to have to put top 4 below top 4 winners. So let's start with the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, obviously.
Jeez, I hate
we've won
picking
it.
these.
We've won it twice. Yeah, still only twice in the history of Arsenal, man. And the last time you won it was going back to the Coca-Cola Cup, wasn't it? When
And
we beat
we dropped it and broke it.
when we beat
Was
it Wednesday, Sheffield Wednesday
We beat.
and then we beat the FA Cup as well, wasn't
and
it?
we beat him in the FA Cup as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 93, I think.
93 was it?
Yeah, I thought it was 92, but it might be 93 now.
Wow.
Now you got me worrying.
But yeah, it just seems a competition that we don't really like go. I think obviously the last time we got to the final was under Wenger, weren't it? The Man City 3-0 defeat. Then we had the
Birmingham defeat.
Yeah.
That was painful.
Birmingham, 2011. Horrible.
Under Arteta, obviously last season we got that Newcastle game where we got played off
We
the
were
park.
awful in that
Yeah,
too.
absolutely awful in both legs.
We got whooped in that game, man.
Yeah, but then ever since then it's been the early rounds. I remember the Brightons and all that. So definitely a competition that I wouldn't mind winning. It's a trophy end of the day, and I think you win it. The finals in February now, isn't it? So you get that done in February. You got the rest of the season to give you that momentum, I think, and actually this group of players experience what it's like to actually win as well, a proper major trophy. So that can push them on, hopefully. And we go on.
It was 93. Memory was
93. There we go. Do I think we'll win it? Honestly, guys, I don't. I don't see us winning the Carabao Cup.
Man City.
Maybe City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
I was about to say Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think.
Chelsea.
I
Maybe
think Chelsea will
something like
make the final. I don't know if they'll win it.
Chelsea was going to be my pick. I think Chelsea are going to start like a train and filter out. And I think I could see them going through the early rounds quite comfortably. And once you get to the semi-final, finals, you never know. Chelsea would be my pick.
When you've got a 15-man squad, you are expected to get through Preston and Bolton.
Yeah.
Which is probably who they'll get because they seem to get easy runs every time.
I don't think we can complain about our run last year, to be fair. Like the FA Cup third round, we've had awful draws the last few years.
True.
But Man United, like...
We should have beaten United, no question.
Yeah, with 10 men as well.
Yeah. But what I mean is, given the number of teams in the FA Cup third round, you'd expect to at least at some point get...
And look at the way the FA Cup panned out as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not defending the FA Cup third round exits, by the way. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. I was just saying, like,
Yeah, but we can't complain about the League Cup last year. To be fair, we got
Nah.
a decent draw until
Who do we
got
have? Bolton and Preston, weren't it?
yeah,
And,
Bolton,
Bolton,
Preston, Palace.
Yeah.
I mean, Palace, no mugs, but they weren't great in the first half of the season. They really picked up after
They
Christmas.
gave us a good game at the Emirates as well, didn't they? Was it 3-2?
Yeah.
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 I know Tom wants to
Nketiah
mention
scored
it.
and Lee lost his eyebrows.
Yeah, he lost his. Yeah, that was
Do you know what I
class, man. That was class. Who came up with that? There was it Posh?
Yeah, Posh. Yeah.
Yeah, class, man. Yeah,
But
written for him to score.
Posh said he fancied Nketiah to score. I agreed with him, and Lee went, "There's no way he's scoring." Like, I bet my eyebrows that he doesn't score, and then
To be fair, I did the same when
Never doubt the boy.
yeah, was it PSV? And I pretty much I can't remember. I remember doing it on one of your watch alongs. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was PSV where we beat them 7-1. I was like, I bet my eyebrows that we won't score like 3 or 4 goals in the first half or something like that.
Mad. We actually did, yeah. What are you guys saying?
that's fine. I've returned to a normal colour.
I have not. Can you see that? That is bad from where I've caught the sun.
Yeah.
Dom,
In Wales, yeah.
Did you go?
Is
to a
it
tanning
worse
salon?
than Dom?
Say that again, Dom.
Did you go to a tanning salon?
No.
Because you've been in Wales, I at least have been in Greece, although, and then ran around like an old man for an hour.
Wait, hold up. Did you see you had sunburn?
Yeah, it's bad, honestly.
I thought you said Wales was cooler.
No, I got it today.
Oh, right.
Hey, there we go. There we go. What position? Like, where we're gonna end up Carabao Cup? Would you guys say
I'm gonna say we
Quarter
get.
finals.
quarters?
I'm gonna say we get
Mm.
the Championship side. We beat them. Maybe a lower Premier League side, and then we go and get someone like Man City or Liverpool, and I think we lose in the quarters.
Away.
So everyone's saying
Yeah.
quarters, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
quarter.
quarters as well. I was going to say semis, but I don't think we'll get
Yeah.
the look on the draw, to be honest.
It's got a
We'll
loss
probably
to
get West Ham or
New-
someone
New-
in the quarterfinals.
It's
They
going to
always
be a
seem
loss
to
to
get.
Newcastle, isn't it? Away, quarter final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as
To be
long
fair,
as,
West
long
Ham
as
always seems to get quarterfinals of that competition. I
yeah,
don't know what it
Can I
is.
just
as
say-
long as it's an away match in the quarterfinals, we're going out. I'm very certain. If it's at the Emirates, maybe we would have some hope. But if you give us like a Bournemouth or a West Ham or even an Everton, those kind of funny kind of teams, and maybe we
Yeah.
have like a Premier League game against maybe Chelsea or Man City to play, I think I would rather prefer to go away from the cup than sacrifice the Premier League game. So you probably play a second string side. And as you're already aware, the quality of second string is not as good as the first, although there's going to be a deviation this year. But I think the quarters is where we'll probably end up.
I've just got a quick question for the panel, right? If on the manager, right? If he won the Carabao Cup, that on its own, right? Would you keep him for another season?
I think
Only the
we already
Carabao
answered
Cup.
this question.
I
If he
agree.
wins the Carabao
I
Cup.
agree with Rory on the grounds we already answered this question a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I think I said something that, depending on the circumstances, if you take the title until the last day and then you end up with a Carabao Cup, I think you'll be mad not to keep him
Yeah.
in charge. And if you reach semi-finals or the final of the Champions League, then yeah, I think you do keep him, because now the team he has inherited has had feel of silverware.
Mm.
You then take it apart by getting rid of the manager at the end of the season after when he's just had success.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem right to me. But obviously, like the following season, you've got to kick on. You can't then win the Carabao Cup and then not win anything the season after.
Yeah.
Like you've got to kick on from that. That's where I do expect a Premier League, Champions League. I still do demand a major honour, but if you have the Premier League, you give it a real good run for your money, and then you do the same with the Champions League, but you still come away with one of the domestic competitions, then yeah, I think you keep him on that
Yeah.
basis. yes, I know you can chat to me about, oh, what about the first 5 years, 6 years? Sorry, no, the last 5 years. You can chat to me all you want about that, but at the same time, like them 5 years are irrelevant because we didn't win we didn't win anything. So like to me, if you do win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, your team then has the license to get over the line then. So you keep the manager and then you kick on next season, give him another season to see whether or not he, kicks on from that, because he's not kicked on from any trophy since the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So you give him another opportunity to see if he does it. If he doesn't, then you get rid of him. But obviously, if he doesn't win anything, then of course you get rid, because again, you can't expect, right, with Tottenham winning, Chelsea winning, pretty much even Crystal Palace winning a trophy as well. Like after the seasons they've had, and then the following season you don't respond with any silverware, then the manager's got to go. Like this is already a sackable offence by letting. Well, we didn't let Tottenham and Palace win the cup, but again, it would have been an opportunity to be in place of Palace for the FA Cup run. So as all the big clubs, was out of the FA Cup. So I think you keep him if he wins the Carabao Cup, obviously. But if you finish that 13 points off, then yeah, you've got to cut losses.
Yeah.
What do you send on the group chat, by the way?
You missed out on Kessia, Tom.
Oh no, he's on the banner. Don't worry. He's still in the channel.
Tom's new show, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Friday Night Gunners.
Oh yeah.
Should be good, man. Really, really good idea. So yeah, Carabao Cup. We're all saying quarters. FA Cup, man. This should be our trophy.
Yeah, I think we're going out early doors, to be honest.
We've won it. We're not the most times in England.
I think if we make the semi-finals, we win it.
Yeah.
If we go to Wembley,
we're going to win the FA Cup.
If we go to Wembley, we win it. But
yeah,
I can see us getting knocked out early doors again.
If we wear that white kit early rounds,
it's
yeah,
that white kit.
Unless we're playing Oxford, then it's all okay.
We'll wear the white kit in the third round again, I think.
We always wear the white kit.
Just give us Oxford in the early rounds, and then we're cool.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the white kit's a great course, but have we even other than Oxford? Yeah, that's the only team we won it.
Yeah. To be fair, right? Like we can just wear the third kit.
Yeah, true.
We could just wear the third kit this time round.
I think it might have a bit too much colour in it, to be fair. But I mean,
yeah, but it's not red.
The domestic cups are just so hard to pick, right? You can have one bad game and out you go. So I find it impossible to pick these ones. I think we'll go further. I think somewhere around about rounds 5, 6, something like that. And I think some of it will also depend on how the Champions League and the Premier League are going at that point. How's the squad holding up? How's the fitness holding up? Do you then get a 5th round tie against, I don't know, Brentford and go, do you know what? We've got 8 players in the red zone here. We're going to rest them all and it's too many changes and you go out. You just don't know. And that's what makes it so hard. But I think somewhere around 5, 6, which 6 must be quarterfinals. I seem to be obsessed with the quarterfinals, picking these.
Yeah, I was going to say quarters as well.
Quarters as well.
Yeah. Well, I feel we're going to win the FA Cup this year.
Oh,
I think if we make Wembley, we'll win it. But we've got to get to Wembley first. And if I don't trust Kai Havertz up front in that white kit.
Nightmares, yeah. I don't know, man. So I think Andrew put in the chat. Ever since he won the FA Cup on his first season, every other season he's not got past the 4th round.
Yeah. And is it 3 in a row third round, or was it 2 in a row third round without Liverpool, Manchester United? But did we go out the season before? I think we made the 4th round. Now I'm talking.
I think the season before was when was it?
Did we meet the 4th round that year?
Which year?
3 years ago. I can't remember what year we're in now. 2022.
Damn. Who did we lose?
22, 23.
I think we beat someone like Lincoln. It wasn't Lincoln, but in the third
Yeah,
round and
must
went out
have.
the fourth.
Maybe
When
it
was
was
this?
Oxford. Maybe it was Oxford, and then we lost to.
It might have been Oxford, yeah.
Yeah.
We lost to Man City, didn't we? Like 1-0 game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the year before was Southampton, I think. The 1-0 as well.
No, it was Forest.
Oh,
No,
that one that
Forest the year before.
Ake scored us, right?
Forest the year before because Patino was in midfield.
Yes, Patino. Yeah. There we
Better
go.
than Marino, I got told.
So yeah,
Anyway, I think what quarters, which I think is a sixth round. What about you? I think Rory thinks early doors. Anthony's winning it. Tom and I are solid on the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Stick on that. Like
Yeah, I'm going to say about round.
What about you, Josh? You can't have us on predictions and not make one.
yeah, I tried to avoid it. Oh man, yeah, I want to win it. Of course, we all want to win it, but I just think early rounds again. You know, I can't even lie to you lot.
Yeah. Did you
I'm with
even
you,
give
Rory.
the Carabao Cup prediction?
Yeah, I agreed with quarterfinals as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Apparently,
about to
yeah.
say, like, we were trying to.
I don't see us from the Carabao Cup. But,
Premier League's quite
FA Cup
interesting.
early rounds, man. Yeah, there we go. What's next? If you go Premier League or Champions League next?
Do Premier League next. Save the
Premier
big one
League?
for last.
And I think you've got to do top four, haven't you, before you do the Premier League winners?
Yeah.
I think can
Do I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Go on then, go for it. Yeah.
Chelsea fourth, Man City third, Arsenal second, Liverpool first.
Oh, I was thinking we were on Champions League.
There we go. Anthony started, so yeah, let's go Premier League.
I think can you replace semi-final tier with second place, because I think that's what we'll get. I think we'll get second again.
Yeah, I actually think the same. You know, I think
Second
we'll get
again,
to the
really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, again. I've just done the same thing.
Nah, no, not Champions League. Well,
We're the Champions League.
Are we Premier League top four or Champions League?
Yeah, Premier League top four.
Yeah.
Oh, Premier League.
I think we'll get second.
I'm saying third, to be honest.
Third.
If I'm being brutally honest, I just don't think we've got the squad capacity, to be honest. Still, yes, we signed some players, but again, I just don't think we have enough to get over the line. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but...
I agree. I might do a Premier League predictions video if I've got time.
Yeah.
Before the season starts, but I just don't see us winning it because mainly for what I'm about to say, but I look at the teams around us. I think Liverpool have just won the league. They're strengthening.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are going to win it. Yeah, I'm going to look in Liverpool, but I think City will be up there as well. I think they'll be back. Loads of Chelsea shouts, but I don't think towards the end of the season that they'll be up there. I think at the start
they do look good, to be fair.
I
was going to say Chelsea up there as well. Yeah,
I don't think they'll be in title contention.
I think they're 2 years away, Chelsea.
I think they're a year or two away as well. And
what,
I also
for the
think
title, but what about finishing above Arsenal?
No, I think. I mean, they could, but their transfer strategy is literally sign a new squad every season, keep Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Cucurella, and hope for the best.
Reece James.
And that can be. Well, Reece James is about as fit as, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to say, like, they're trying to keep him fit.
Well, yeah, he's as useful as a paralysed donkey at times, mate. Yeah, with his fitness. But, yeah. I think second place.
I think we win it.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you just had your brain reprogrammed? The negative all the time.
Josh, I thought I was going to be the controversial one here.
Look how positive Josh is. They won't clip that now.
No, but Thom agrees with me, don't you, Thom?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do
Okay, why though?
Well, I was going to say, Josh, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can
with
go
the
first,
top
Tom. Yeah.
So,
You can go first.
No, Dom, go
I've got
first. Go
Chelsea
first. I would like to hear
Chelsea
this.
4, City 3. I've got Liverpool 2 and Arsenal 1. And here's the reason why I think it's Arsenal 1. Now, this is as we stand today. The reason I think it is because we've gone out and we have plugged the areas of the team we needed to plug. I think Liverpool have a serious issue at centre half. They have 3 centre halves. Gomez, injury prone. Van Dijk, 33. Konate will get injured at some point because he gets injured at some point every season. That's it. Now, if they go out and fix that, then that may well change things. Also, and we saw it yesterday, they had no Gravenberch, and that central midfield area just didn't really quite work with McAllister and I forget who played next to him. Now, it's one game, but talking about this the other day, which is I think their attack is going to be electric, right?
They'll score goals.
Not, I think it's going to be electric. They're going to score a lot of goals, but you can get at them. And I just think history generally tells you that you need to still be really solid defensively. And I think the balance in the team is wrong. And all I can think of in my head is Kevin Keegan and that Newcastle side when he did the old "love it" quote. I would love it if I beat.
Oh yeah, 95.
Yeah, and I just have the same vibes with Liverpool right now. If they go out and sign a centre half and they go out and buy another defensive midfielder to upgrade on Endo, who clearly isn't fancied because he wasn't starting yesterday, then that may well change things. But as I stand today, I think our squad looks more balanced, and I genuinely don't think Liverpool were as good as people said they were last season. I think that, I really don't. I mean, they were worthy winners because they won it and they won it comfortably. But I just think if they had Salah out for any length of time last season, and I'm just talking one player here, they don't win it. Now, they brought in Wirtz, and as I say, that attack's going to be electric. But that's why I have us to win it.
Okay, so Dom, one question for you. Pound for pound, are we better than Liverpool?
I think there were areas of the team we're better than Liverpool, and I think there's areas of the team they're better than us. I think their attack is obviously better than ours. I think our defence is better than theirs, and I think our midfield looks more balanced than theirs. They are very heavily reliant on Gravenberch right now. Yes, Supermendy is going to be huge for us, but you've got Norgard, we've got Rice that can play in there. I think, I just think that our team just looks more balanced. And I think to win the Premier League over 38 games, you need a more balanced team. As I say, Liverpool go out in the transfer market and do those 2 positions, especially if they do that plus Isak, then I think that changes things. I know we know Arsenal are probably going to go out and do something as well before the end of the window too. I think it will be 1 attacking player, not 2. I'd love to see 2, but I think it would be 1. But as we stand right now, I just think our team's more balanced. But I think it's worth revisiting this at the end of a transfer window and what squads look like. But that's my rationale behind Arsenal winning it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think you may have convinced me, Dom. I think you may have convinced me.
What's his top 4 though before we let him off the hook?
You didn't let me finish my sentence, man. Like, not you, Dom, but if Rory overreacting, saying like, like what would you say, Rory? My brain switched off or something.
It's just because everyone calls you negative, innit?
Yeah, but you didn't let me Rory. There's an if to win the league, bro.
Oh, okay. Go on then. Let's hear it.
We get Diego Simeone as manager. No, but honestly, like Don made some good points there, like on why we can actually win it. Like, to be fair, like in all seriousness, I think you are right, Don, with Liverpool there. Their attack is looking insane, but they still got their, I agree. I think we've got the better defense. I actually think we right now got the best defense in the Premier League. I mean, well, we have done, have we? To be in the past couple of seasons. I agree. But I think that's even adding like someone like Mosquera into the team as well, and they see him as like a proper player to come in and challenge that I was hearing the other day as well. So he seems a good signing. I just feel there's still a bit of work doing a window for me to really sit there and say, you know what, we can actually go for it this season. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Liverpool are going to be as good as people like sort of making them out Like they're not. I don't see them dominating the league. I could obviously it's prediction, isn't it? Like our predictions have been trash year in year out, so I could be completely wrong. But I just look at it, I just think nah. They've got some good players in there. Same with City. I think City will have a better season because they've done some good business in the window, especially if they get Rodrigo as well after selling Savio and all that.
And they'll have Rodri fit for most of the season.
They have Rodri.
He's going to be out till mid-September, but
Rodri will be back. Reiner's, I think, such a intelligent signing.
Yeah, I think that's a good signing.
Yeah,
well.
I wanted him also.
Yeah.
So,
but I think Man City has lost their fear factor. Back then, like a couple of seasons ago, before you play Man City, you have already lost the game before you play them. But last year showed us a part of Man City we never expected to see, where they were struggling in games, where even teams could actually go at them and get results, especially in the away matches. So I don't think that has changed because even in the Club World Cup, they were not even convincing. They lost to Al Hilal of all the teams. Yeah. So I feel that right now, Liverpool is the most dominant team. Man City, maybe at home they will do well, but away they might struggle in some games.
Yeah, see top four. I think it's not. You know what? I think Liverpool maybe go back to back.
I think goals will do it for them.
Yeah.
Why did you change your mind?
No, I was joking about winning the league. I said if we get Simeone, we win the league. No, I was joking.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, but I was saying Dom made some really good points, and I could be like, you know what? He's kind of convincing us. I'm saying that we could actually do it.
I think you've got to look at the end of the window, like as I say.
Yeah, that's the end of the window.
I could definitely see that it's programming now.
If Liverpool make those that bringing that centre back, and even if they don't bring in centre midfielder, but at that point I would flip to Liverpool, even if we brought in Eze, right? I mean, I think City will, like you said, Josh, will be better this season. I think this is going to be their last. They're doing a sort of 2-year transition. I think they're going to be close. You never know when you got Pep, but I think I think they will win it next season. Funny enough, City.
Okay,
yeah. It's just the manager for me.
Yeah,
it's just the manager I have doubts with whether or not he can go over the line.
Right now, I'm saying probably what you said, Rory, with like third place. But I wouldn't put it past to finish second. I don't think a team's ever done that, have they? Finished in 4 years in a row, second place.
Yeah,
history makers.
History makers.
The thing is, we can finish anywhere in the top 4. We are capable of actually winning the league. But I have obviously doubts with the manager. I don't think we'll finish outside the top 4. Like that can't be happening. But I reckon between second, third, or first, that's where we'll finish this season. As you said, Dom, I think we are capable of winning the league. But again, as I said, the manager is a huge question mark for me. But Liverpool and Man City look vulnerable at times. Like defensively, City don't look that great. Liverpool, I mean, they've got Van Dijk, 34 years of age. I can see him declining this season. Salah, I mean, this is perhaps his last season before he eventually plateaus. So I think it's going to be an interesting season. I mean, like, what are they going to do if they sign Isak as well? Because the thing is, right, if they sign Isak, PSG have this same problem when they bought the likes of Messi and all these attacking outlets, but they still couldn't gel. Yeah. And they're all expected to win the Champions League that same season. But as you know, they're actually a unit now. Whereas Liverpool, like, they signed Isak, Ekitike, they've already got Salah, they've already got Wirtz. I don't know whether all of them will gel properly. I really don't.
I think that PSG comparison is really a good one, right? PSG man for man, not as good as they were under that.
Yeah.
But it works as a unit. My question mark over Liverpool is how do you gel that side and how do you get the balance? My question mark over City is how do they defend? Your question mark over Arsenal is and I believe in the manager it has to be I don't think it's goals, because I think we scored a lot of goals in 2 previous seasons. Last season, I genuinely think was the anomaly. The question mark has to be, can the manager get it over the line? Right? I mean, it has to be, and I'm a believer in Arteta, but that has to be the question mark. They're the question marks over the front three, right? The front three for the title. I think it's a 2-horse race with City coming third, but always there. But I just don't think they're going to be there this season. But they've got the best manager, right? So you never know.
Champions League, guys. Is it finally the year for the Champions League?
Right, can I go first? Because I've got to go.
Yeah, Tom's got to go. Go on, Tom.
Yeah.
Go on, my friend.
Well, firstly, find my link in the description. I just wanted to say Friday night,
Definitely
Josh, you'll
shout
be
that
there. Episode 1, the premiere. I don't know what time it will be yet, but I will decide once it's edited. But as much as I would love to recreate that clip off of AFTV, there are my residents, the road are full of residents over 60 years old, and they're all sleeping at the moment. So I'm not going to wake them up. Yeah, but we're going to win the Champions League. I'm telling you, we're going to win it.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway, I genuinely have to go now.
Nah, bless up, man.
But I think this team
You guys,
is
bro.
just it. We're not going to win anything else. I think it's just going to be the Champions League this season, but we deserve it. I think this is a team suited to knockout football, and that's why I think we're going to win it. I think the squad's just improving. The squad is looking ready for knockout football. I think we saw last season against Madrid. I know, obviously, eventually we did lose to the champions, but I think this is the year that we're going to do it. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man.
We'll be seeing you on Friday on my channel.
Man. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Good night, bro.
Yeah, see you later.
Bless up, Tom, mate. Thanks for coming on as always, mate. And have a good one, bro.
No
Right,
problem.
Tom.
Cheers for putting my link in, by the
There's
way.
a link.
So
Make sure you subscribe to Tom.
Dom needs to raise the standards for change.
We got Seb in the chat, man.
Right. Anyway, see you later.
In a bit, Tom, mate. Nice fun, bro.
We could be here for about 5 hours.
He said we win the Champions League. What do you guys think?
I think we may reach the final.
The final, okay.
Yeah, because you tend to see a bit of a pattern. Obviously, first season we got back into the Champions League quarterfinals, last season semi-finals. This season, final. Obviously not because of that, but I just think if we can reach the semi-finals with Marino as our striker pretty much throughout the whole knockout stages, then with Gyökeres up top, I think we are capable of reaching the final, but I don't think we'll win it. I reckon it's going to be between PSG and Liverpool, to be honest. And Barcelona. Forgot about them, actually. I think those are my top 3 favourites to win the Champions League. But I think we may reach the final. We may get the rub of the green with the draw. I don't know. But I think we may reach the final this season. We may. Or the semi-finals.
Dom, Anthony, what do you guys think?
Anthony, you want to go first, or do you want me to go? I finally
Don't go first.
So I think somewhat will depend. I think Arsenal are going to be winning the league, and therefore I think they will put their contention there. So I think it will be semi-finals. I think we're really well built for the Champions League. Just the way we are built as a side suits Champions League football more than almost any other competition. I actually think Paris Saint-Germain will go back to back. I was just thinking through. I don't necessarily. I think the Italian sides are already well built for it, but I just don't see them winning it. I worry about Real Madrid, and I don't think they're gonna do it. I think Liverpool 2 attacking. I think Manchester City 2 defensively suspect, and I think you have to be really good defensively to win the Champions League. So I think I'm going to go Paris Saint-Germain back to back. I also think they're going to dominate their league, and by the time it gets to April, which is crucial time in the Champions League, they've pretty much won the league, haven't they? So
yeah. This is why I wanted, obviously, to play Aston Villa ahead of PSG, because PSG, seeing as they won the league in like March last season, they could obviously rest their players. So
I see what he's saying. Anthony looks like a vet.
Okay, so I think we'll probably get to the final, but we'll lose.
You reckon we're losing? No, you can't
Because
do that to us
the
again.
one thing, no. So one thing I know for sure that we have shown progression as a club. Like when Ateta took over from Unai Emery, we were 12th, right? We finished that season in 8th. The next full season, we finished in 8th. Then we moved to 5th, and now we've had 2 seconds in a row. And as Don rightly as well, we're not there for like almost 7 years or 8 years or thereabout. Then we go to the knockout round for the first time in 14 years when we play Bayern Munich. We lost that game. Now we play Real Madrid, won them, go to the semis against PSG, lost as well. I believe that we'll have it enough in the tank to get over the line and get to the final. But we might lose to a side like PSG or Barcelona. But it will be an experience. So why I feel we'll win the FA Cup, we'll come second in the Premier League, or get to the final of the Champions League. And the players will be hungry enough to go for it one more time next season. So that's my own prediction.
Fair enough. I've gone semi-finals personally. Dom, would you still keep the manager even if we don't win the league or anything again? He's happy to finish second or third every season.
Oh, I mean, I'd ask when have I ever said that, but what was going to say? No, like I said, last season, you can't repeat that, right? You can have a one-off season. We were talking about it with AC Milan, right, where things just go wrong.
Yeah.
And ultimately, as I said, no side has ever won the Premier League with that history. But if it happens a second time, that's not misfortune. That comes down to the way you're training, the way you're setting things up. So if he wins nothing, then obviously, as Rory and I were saying earlier, you can't keep the manager. If he wins, say, the League Cup, it will depend on how everything else goes. If he wins the league, Champions League, then, obviously he keeps his job, right? I think that's where it's at.
There we go, man. Yeah, a lot of people are saying PSG will dominate Europe.
Yeah.
I think
or Barcelona, to be fair.
They got the manager, yeah, but Barca maybe. That's a good shout for next year. But Barca to win it next year, maybe. But yeah, PSG, they got the elite manager, Luis Enrique. The players have got in there as well. As a team, the players collective, man. They're just I know they sort of the Club World Cup, Chelsea batted them, didn't they, in that final? But I think when it actually comes to it, what's that? He has said that it wasn't a one-off season.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'd ask her when. When did I say it? But yeah, I mean, I think Paris Saint-Germain, right, for the same reasons you. I also think they've won the league by then, so you can rest all your players right into the game, right? I think Bayern have really benefited from that in the past.
Yeah,
and I agree with Dom with that, because if they were still challenging for their league and when they played us in the semi-finals, we would have had better momentum. But all the players, if you remember the game before the semi-finals, they rested 9 players. Why we lost to Bournemouth, because we were still trying to challenge for the league as well. So that played a very big role. And what pisses me off was that despite all this, we had better XG than them in both games. We just couldn't take our chances.
I think, to be fair, ahead of PSG, we rested all our players too. I think it's why we dropped points. Is it Everton and Brentford? Was it either side of PSG where we rested players as well? To be fair, because we weren't going to win the league, so therefore we rested players. But Paris can do that, and they'll probably be able to do it this year because they'll have won the league because there's no competition there. As I say, Bayern, when they were dominating Germany, could do that in the past. They can't right now. I think they'll win their Division 2, Bayern Munich, but I think it will go a bit more to the wire than it has in sort of the past. And it makes a big difference.
Yeah. There we go. So that's the predictions right there, people. How come Josh went quiet? What do you mean?
Josh, I think you froze for a second on the
Oh,
screen.
did I? There we go.
I think so. Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, big up everyone who tuned in, guys. Big up the panel. Big up Drew. I think he put the links in. Dom's literally 5 subs. Is it 5 subs from 200?
I'm close. Yeah. Thanks to everyone that sort of rallied round today. That was very, very kind. Started the channel just before Christmas. I think 5, 6 away now. So, and I think actually, Footy Corner TV. I think I was talking to you on Twitter earlier.
Nice
great for you to come along tonight to this one. I think he's subbed to you as a result, Josh. So,
big up Footy Corner, man. Bless up.
I think it was him I was talking to earlier on Twitter, or whatever it's called these days.
There's I enjoyed the game, Dom, but bro, man's got Man United away, yeah. Yo, Dom, bless up, man. Old Trafford settings, enjoy it, man, enjoy it. Oh yeah, we forgot about you know what, we've been going for 2.5 hours. I can't. Quick, all right, I'll tell you what, quick predictions. I think we win 1-0 against them.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0.
Gyökeres dagger for the second goal. In fact, no, I'm gonna go Gyökeres brace.
3-1.
Yeah, Gyökeres brace.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1. Man U scores first, then we score 3 goals afterwards.
3-1,
Gyökeres brace, Sesko fender, stinker, and hooked.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be mad.
Sesko will score, but Gyökeres will score a brace. With Saka scoring the final goal.
There we go.
I'm going to go 3-1. How about
3-1?
you, Josh? Yeah, I'm going 3-1. Yeah.
1-0 to Arsenal. Just a 1-0 win. I just think at Old Trafford, right? We when was the last time we scored more than a goal and actually won at Old Trafford? Someone said, I think someone.
More than a
someone
goal.
said
I don't
when
think that's ever happened before, you know.
Nazari scored twice.
Oh, yeah.
What year was
Oh,
it?
wait,
2010.
the FA Cup in
2010, was
2015.
it?
We won 2-1.
True. 2015, yeah. But that,
Yeah.
but in
That
Premier
might have
League,
been the last time, but in the league, I don't think that's ever happened before.
It'll be interesting, Sesko for
Yeah.
Gyökeres, though, won't it? You know, if Gyökeres starts, of course.
true.
I think he will.
No, he has to start.
I think he will after his performance in the last couple of games. He's starting to get that sharpness.
Sesko fender's getting
Yeah,
put
he
in a
will.
spliff, I'm telling you.
Oh man, that's gonna be the main narrative, though, isn't it? Sesko and Gyökeres, Gyökeres this whole game. But yeah, guys, big up the chat. Obviously, all the links, Drew's pinned them. They're in the description as well. Thanks all the chat who tuned in today as well. We'll be back tomorrow as always, people. I'm gonna be building up the Man United game, so our videos drop. I've got a Man United fan coming on the channel. We'll do previews and all that. And yeah, we're back, people. We're back. New season. And yeah, big up. There we go. It says put it in there. 98, 2002, 2006, 2020, 2025. All is 1-0 to Arsenal.
Yeah, those are in the league, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, but in the FA Cup, obviously, we beat them 2-1. So
I mean, the thing is, he's got such an encyclopedia memory for this thing. You won't even look that up, and he'll be right.
he's probably spot on it, bro. He knows this guy knows the game.
yeah,
Think about his game from the flipping, I don't know, 90s. It'll tell you, mate. Yeah, it will tell you. Even if it's like a League Cup game, round 4, it will tell you the exact score. He knows everything, man.
Including one minute so-and-so scored.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Big up, Seb.
It's like the Rain Man of Arsenal results. It's genuinely incredible, right? I can barely remember what we did last week.
But
yeah, Anthony, man, it's great to have you back. Do you want to shout anything on your channel, my friend? You got coming up?
Oh yeah, it's still growing. I think I'm on 84 subscribers right now. You know, it's been a young journey, but I'm shooting at my videos, doing stuff, and still growing up well. So I'm just grateful for the consistency, because it's crazy, man, combining it with so much other stuff that's going on in our world and all that. But I love it. It's all about us now, baby.
Love that, bro. Big up, man. Big up. Man, at Lacazette, man. Come on. Shouldn't have gone so far again. Lacazette.
nah, you can't do my boy Anthony like that, bruv.
Nah,
You can't do him
I
like
get it.
that.
Don't worry, Anthony. I get compared to compared to Pedro Neto. I got who's that guy's name the other day? Havertz the other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm having it. I'm not having it.
Have you ever had Kent McCord before?
Who's that? I don't know who that
Oh,
is.
for God's sake.
What's his
Look
name?
him up. Dom, you know who he is, right? Oh,
Right, mate. I'm not
Oh my
even.
God.
I'm not even messing with you for once.
Wait, what's his name?
From the older generation, for God's sake. How am I the only one who knows who he is?
What's his name?
Who's this guy?
Kent McCord.
Kent.
Was he in Ted
Kent.
Lasso?
McCord.
What? This guy.
That's what I look like after running for 60 minutes earlier.
No, you picked the older picture. Like, could you have chosen an older picture?
Is that the guy? Kent McCord? Oh, is this him younger?
Yeah.
know,
Just a photo when he was like, fucking,
I don't know.
it was like 75 or something.
Vieira.
Oh
I said Vieira. Andrew said Vieira at Teabag for Prison Break, yeah? Mad.
You've had Mikel Arteta before, haven't you?
I've had it on Twitter, yeah. I don't see it on Twitter. I had Pablo Mari the other day from someone. Someone said, "Oh, you look like," but nah, man.
I mean, I've had it before. I've had Schlotterbeck, I've had Bellerin, I've had Cole Palmer. I don't know where you man have got it from, to be honest. With Schlotterbeck, Palmer, I kind of see, but I don't see with Schlotterbeck.
It's Schlotterbeck, 100%.
How is it Schlotterbeck,
Yeah.
bruv?
No, when you had your blonde hair, definitely.
Yeah, but do I look like Schlotterbeck now?
Nah, mate. Nah, not really. No, but when he had the blonde hair, proper for Schlotterbeck.
Yeah. But then again, I had a tash in it, so.
Yeah, me without the tash looks like, do you know Jan Sheldon?
Oh no, you just didn't do that right now, man.
Is that why you grew it, Josh?
Yeah, exactly, bro. I can't win, man. I can't win with this. Yeah, like literally.
How's Caltech?
Nah, I've never actually watched that before. To be fair.
Oh, I quite enjoyed it. To be fair, it's one of those things you can watch for 20 minutes. It's just enjoyable, and you can sort of dip in and out. Like it's good. I quite enjoy it.
Who's the woman that said you hung like a donkey? Yeah, King Kite with the donkeys, right? Crazy. Should have signed Norga when we could have got Paulinho. We need a Neto, not Madueke. These players he signs are rubbish. Don't tell me that's good business, says Seb. What can I say? Compare James AFTV to Zubimendi. Rory looks like
my days, your take.
Per Mertesacker. The BFG.
Oh my day. Yeah, in terms of the height, I hear it.
The BFG. There we go. But yeah, big up the chat, guys. Thanks for all the comments as always. Thanks for oh my god.
For you now.
In fairness, I thought Josh was good in the Three Musketeers movie.
Huh?
Oh, come on, just look up the Musketeers. They all had the little pointy beard thing.
The Three Musketeers. The movie.
I don't actually know who he is.
Who?
So now we're even in it. So
Three Musketeers. It's a really famous novel, and there's been about 300 films.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah. They like fencing.
Is it the
and
top
stuff.
guy?
Well, any of them really. I mean,
any of them. There we go.
Aramis, I think, is the one that has a pointed beard.
Is the one in the background Johnny Depp?
No. That's Orlando Bloom, I think.
Oh right.
Oh, there've been about 300 versions of the same film, to be honest. If they haven't released a new one in 5 years, something's gone wrong. Same story.
Yeah, they have so many. They have so many reboots. It's tiring, man. But then again, a director has to eat.
Yeah, It's a good story, to be fair.
There we go.
Just doesn't need telling every 5 years.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, guys, bless out everyone, man. Bless out everyone who tuned in. Yeah, the Premier League's back. As I said, we'll catch you guys tomorrow as always. Big up the panel, big up the chat. And as always, come on, you Gunners. We're out of it, guys.